singing now. I've got the doodah, but I've got very
Everything, Jake.
little.
I know, it's very exciting.
Oh, Pete, look, the
I know.
days, the street streamed in
I
daylight.
know. I've just got to mute the YouTube stream so that I can hear you properly. And welcome, folks. Here we are. We're in what week are we in? Are we in 4? Yeah, we're in week 4. Daytona Road is our current place of racing. You've joined Backfire Simsport TV for TCR Challenge Cup Season 19 here in Daytona, America. 25 degrees, nice and balmy and warm, really, isn't it?
Oh,
So, yeah. You've got me, Pete Bingham. So, Alan of Toon, good evening.
hello, Pete. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, not sure whether we get Fee. Occasionally beams in from whichever cloud she's currently sat on. And it's usually 9, isn't it? I don't know. And we have a whopping 39, 40, 41, 42 races tonight. Some of them are new, Alan. More new people. More new.
Yes, it's well, it's very exciting, Pete. It's very exciting, but my word, it's very difficult to remember all these new names and colour schemes and stuff.
Why, yes, it is,
But,
Alan.
but let me tell you, it's a really a purple time for the league, isn't it? It's just been a fantastic. We've been getting so many new drivers. The reception of drivers has been great. It's been just a total fantastic time to be in this box, seeing us go from a few seasons ago when we had a record lows to record highs, and all because of the great drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. The drivers are the ones that have made it. We just sit here and talk nonsense and laugh. Well, you talk sense a lot more than I do. But yeah, let's have a look at some of the new guys that have joined us. Matthias Pentila. I'm reliably informed, and looking at his iRating, it's a fact. He's just gone off screen, funnily enough, that he is a very skilled driver. I thought Miguel's iRating was high at 7,700. This boy's just rocked up at very nearly 8,000.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
That's pretty much close to being iRacing royalty, isn't it?
Yeah, pro license territory, I think.
Goodness me!
Yeah.
Goodness me!
Well,
congratulations to him and welcome.
Yeah,
welcome, my friend.
He's joined, as you could see, for RD Simsport. They've got 4 teams now. He's the first of the 4th team. Gonzalo,
well, you know, they're struggling for talent, clearly.
Not. Understatement of the year. Gonzalo Fabi on your screens now in the council colours at the moment. He is also over 7,000 iRating. So we're attracting the real big boys. And he is in pro, as you can tell by his blue boards with white writing. White writing means he's not won one of our championships before, or this championship before, I should say. Who else was new this week?
See those clumps of chunks coming off.
Yeah.
With the new, I do think they're going to have to make an adjustment to this because the size of the. It's a great idea, and when it works, I'm sure it's going to work fine. But they're still doing the fine tuning on that. So if you see large rocks appearing, folks, don't worry, they're not actually affecting the paintwork overly much.
Yeah, it does look like it sometimes, like someone's throwing cowpats at the car.
Yeah, I mean, they're quite chunky, aren't they? Like big lumps of rock. So
What time are we on here? Right, we've got a few minutes. We're going to go through the standings at the beginning of qualifying because I always think that that's a bit of a dull period in the broadcast, so we'll fill it in that way. We're just on board here with Chris Young for RD Simsport 3. As he tips it into Western Horseshoe. We're going to go on a lap with him. His teammate is in front of him, so he should get a good old drag down here. Let's see what he can manage. He's the top Pro-Am car. We usually go on board with pro drivers, but this should be a bit more interesting with a Pro-Am car. Onto the banking we go. Hold... Well, he's getting dropped off that car in front, but it's a good distance, actually. But he should get a decent amount of tow from there. And then you come out of this banking here onto what would have ordinarily been the back straight for Daytona if it was just the oval track, and into the bus stop here, the site of many killings, murders and self crashes over the year. Lots of curbs on both sides. You can see the debris then, Alan. It's exactly what you described. The bus stop's
it sits on the track, Pete.
Yes.
It comes off and sits on the track.
Yeah.
Though less of a problem with this amount of people on the grid, I suspect.
Yes, I would say so as well. Yeah.
So they will sweep the track for us.
Yeah. So
But
let's.
yeah, no, it's quite disconcerting and does
Yeah.
ruin the handling. You know, if it builds up very quickly on the low, on if you've got lower numbers than this, shouldn't have a problem tonight.
No, no. So in tow here, we're going to start a lap over the start-finish line, folks, and then into turn one. This is going to be horrid with 43 drivers. Down to second gear and hold that inside line. We did it better than the car in front, whoever the car in front is. Through these S's and into International Horseshoe, which is this sharp right-hander, back down to second gear, shed all your speed. High velocity track here, heavy acceleration, braking zones. Then we're going to head towards the kink. This is flat. We're going to get a 1x for that. Hopefully he'll stay in it for us so that we can get the lap done. Through the dogleg kink here, bit of curb on the left hand side. Don't go too wide through there because it's almost certain death. Into Western Horseshoe. You're going to cut back here and hold the inside. Honda in front actually is holding a good line through there. We're in a Honda as well, of course. Down here into, well, this was called In and Out once upon a time, but it's the rejoin corner. You come out on the flat and then you kick up onto the banking. Rear wheel drive cars do not like that. Front wheel drive cars are fine. And then you're going around here towards the bus stop again. You may think, folks, that this is an easy track. It's honestly not. It's massively generous in places, in nearly all of the track. But really, Alan, you've got some bottleneck places where things go wrong in spectacular fashion.
They do. For one thing, everything's quick around here.
Yes.
There's very few places where you're going at all slowly, and when the obstacles arise, they arrive quickly, and they're difficult to deal with if you're not ready.
Yes. Very, very well described. Greg Daffron is currently the top car at the moment. He's done a 156.47. Our new joiner, Gonzalo Fabi, is currently second fastest in this practice session on a 156.56. He's just pulling over to
very
reset
impressive
the vehicle.
times.
Yeah. Then we've got
yes, we've got a lot of new names appearing at the top. This is amazing, isn't it? It's fantastic to see this whole input of new, fresh drivers, fresh energy. Amazing.
Yeah. Miguel is third fastest at the moment. Wobbly is fourth fastest. Elantra and Honda showing themselves at the top, but that top car at the minute is the Veloster of Greg Daffron.
He was quick last week, though, of course.
He was.
And Pete was in fifth last week as well, so he's settling into this fifth position. He's quite comfortable there.
Yeah,
and he had plenty of pace last week as well.
Yeah, we were mentioning that he wasn't at the very, very pointy end like he normally is. So hopefully he's sorted his stuff out, and he can be back at the very pointy end this week. Matthias Pentilla is new to us for RD Simsport 4. He's already risen towards the top. He's in sixth at the minute. Chasing a Veloster down the road there. Let's have a look at Pro-Am. So Pro-Am cars, seventh is the highest one, Chris Young. Martin Shirley is the next one in 12th at the moment with Pete Van Gool. Not that far behind him at all, 0.02 of a second. This is what you find around this track, isn't it, Alan? 1 second separates the top 30 cars.
Yeah, well, for one thing, everybody will know the circuit.
Yes.
We're all familiar with this place.
Yep.
But there's a lot of just flat out metal. There's a lot of flat out pedal to the metal driving, and everybody's fast at doing that. Even I can go flat out in the car pretty well.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot of that. It's how you take the tricky bits that makes the gaps. Because if you've got the kind of handling of the cars that these chaps have got, those gaps are going to be hard to find.
Yeah,
these guys don't leave a lot on the table, do they? Going through the S's and going through the... We've got some very difficult corners here. They don't look like much, but they really can unseat your reason sometimes.
Yeah.
And but those places where you're looking to get an incremental gap of some kind, they're going to be tight around here. I can see, even though we've got plenty of room, I can see it's going to be quite difficult to get past. We've got lots of draft, lots of space, but we've got so much skill. And the times are so tight at the top. I just don't know how it will pan out. And this circuit is it's a great place to go and find out, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to a quite exciting evening.
I think it's going to be high drama. That turn one scares me. It really
Yeah,
does.
well, it should do. It should terrify anybody, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with it showing the stuff on it. We got an awful lot of stuff on
Yeah.
it. You know,
Build up of
that's
the
where the muck's
debris.
going to rising up. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll have to see how that develops. But it's a dangerous corner. You're coming
Yeah.
in from flat out, and we've got the interesting pit lane exit onto hairy spaces. It's a tricky old place. We've been around here in the dark quite a lot, and that's always exciting as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it makes for a not so well. It's so bright round here. It's almost daylight anyway, isn't it? Even when it's dark.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's lit up so brightly, this track, from all the spotlights around it. But yeah, it's a remarkable event when you see 40 odd cars coming around here. We've had it before, obviously. It's the Raw before the 24. Is it this coming weekend, Alan, or is that next week? The one after? I can't remember. Somebody will correct us on the chat. I'm sure there's plenty
it
of
could be
people
this
watching.
week.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of chat about it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we still aren't putting in a team this
why?
year.
That's unusual. They're always in.
I think yes, it's unusual for us not to manage it, but we've committed.
Okay, fair enough.
People are busy apparently, and so we can't manage it. It's a shame, but it's going to be a great event no matter what. It always is.
Yeah. Have a quick look at class standings. Rob Sutherland at the top of Pro-Am, at the top of Am, I should say. Daniel Lewis behind him. Any surprises in any of the lists? Not really. Got good numbers in each of the different classification of cars now. Right.
It's the way they break up. There's always very interesting in how much we've got bleeding, and between the pros and the pro-ams, there's always that huge mingling of classes there.
Yes.
And the same at the other end. There's a mingling of classes. The times between the guys are all so close, aren't they? As we go down the grid,
Look at that.
the gaps are tiny.
Look at them all leaving.
I know.
It's like the M25. Right. Okay.
They're all quick.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Let's have a look at the blimp cam from up above Martin Shirley. Where's blimp gone? There. Should see a big string of cars. Even blimp cam can't show them all at the minute. It's in a bogus position. Anyway, let's have a look at the standings. So, pro standings. We got Miguel Freitas, who has got to the top, and he's 32 points ahead at the moment. We're on the left-hand column, folks. Left-hand column. If you do want to have a quick glance to the right, you'll notice that he's only 1 point ahead of Sam Blees in reality, but we're not talking about those points just yet. That's with the drop weeks on the right-hand side. Sam Blees in second. Pete Newman is in third, though, Alan. He's showing his calibre.
Yeah,
he's up there.
He's it might not be right at the sharp end of the tip last couple of weeks, but he's always been scoring points, Pete.
Yes.
He's a good finisher, and he don't turn his nose up at fourth or fifth.
No, definitely not. Then we got Simon Trendle in fourth. He's always in the top five. He's almost part of the furniture in there. And then James Holman. He's been your call-out driver for a few races this season already, hasn't he?
He came in with the real burst of energy, hasn't he? And suddenly appeared in the top three of this very hard to penetrate top 10. Really, it's a very substantially quick top 10 generally. So to actually pop up and be right in there straight away, that's quite an amazing performance, and he's been driving well.
Yeah.
But he's got the numbers by his name. All these chaps have got the numbers, haven't they?
Yes, they do. Absolutely. Pro-Am standings. Jamie Wilson is still holding strong there at the top of that championship. Tony Walker, they're both previous champions of this particular category, I think. I might be corrected by Jamie. I think he may not have done, but we'll see. Rene Earhart in third, and there's not a great deal of points between all these. Only 100 points, call it, or 90 points separates first and third. Chris Young in fourth there, again, very, very close to Rene. And Roger Morton, look at that, fifth.
Yeah, fantastic. He's been there and thereabouts, as Roger. He's been keeping it on the road and finishing.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to see him driving so well. I don't think he's ever driven better.
Yeah, I think your captain's had a
It's a
couple
bit
of bad
lost, you know.
races.
It doesn't show so much because he's in the bunch of such a gradation of fantastic drivers. But you
Yes.
know, his driving's really improved
Yeah, yeah, it
as
really
he's
has.
moved up. As he's moved up, but it's kind of invisible because he's surrounded by so many lightning quick drivers, basically.
He is, yeah.
But to sit in front of PVG
This isn't
is not
really.
something you would have seen a year
No,
ago or
it's
two
not.
years ago.
No, absolutely not. Am standings, Rob Sutherland. He is on top, but he's not on top by a lot. 42 points, I should say, over Andy Littler. Andy having a season to remember so far, Alan.
Yes.
That's very, very
Yeah.
good.
Throw for him. Throw for him. I know he's thrown for himself. He's got a bit quicker, but if he deserves it, and it means the world to him.
Yeah, I don't
It
know that
means the
he's
world
on
to him.
track
So
tonight.
I don't think there's anybody with a bigger smile than Andy about that.
No, he's not here tonight. That's unusual.
He's got no, I know about that.
Have
He's
you got
got
a story?
he got an emergency call out to a job in London.
Oh, okay. He's got a pass out then, has he? Teacher's
So
side
he
is,
had to
yeah.
go to work. He's having to go and
Yeah.
earn a living. He got
Stupid
well.
work.
It's only because he's so good at his job that he
Yeah.
gets these calls out to. Normally, it's because people have made a mess of something and they need Andy to go and sort it out.
Oh, really? Okay, fair enough. Daniel Lewis there in third, and David Ayres in fourth, with Chris Dixon in the top five. So 2 work guard cars in the top 5. That's really healthy. Well done to them. Silas just outside it. He's had some really good races and he's had some screamers as well. Last week was not great for Silas, I don't think. Team standings. We've got Impulse Racing on the top there, but they've got it's not a great lead at the minute. If they want to secure that, they need to do better. RD Simsport right on their heels, 110 points behind, and you can get team points so fast. We've seen it in the last few races. Team Chimera only 40 points behind RD Simsport. Hydra Race Geodesic Racing, 35 points behind that, and then ADX Esports JCB. Nothing behind that really, nothing at all. Really.
And to be honest, there's still all the room in the world for any of these team standings to change, isn't there?
Oh, there is. Oh, there really is. Yeah. Driver of the meeting, Sam Blees at the top of this one. He's had some really good races so far.
Yes.
With David Ayres in second, Alex Sevillano Ledo. Well, you got what's that? About 8 drivers.
Right, 8.
All on 1 point. Don't know how Wobbly got one. I think that was a moment of weakness on your part.
No, that's because because he overtook 30 odd cars. That's why he got that. And in fine style, and he finished 2 races as well, which is it's wobbly.
And then your Safe Driver Award, and the last of the points. So Manuel, we will be showing you the quali in a second. Renee leads the way with Jamie Wilson and Taurus Vosberg holding the top 3 spots there. Simon Trendle, a usual suspect in this one.
Well done, Taurus. That's because he was quite in the thick of it last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, but look how many incidents he's got. He's only got 9.
I know.
It's good. It's really good.
Impressive.
It is. Right, so here we are in qualifying. Stephen Walker, look at that. I'm sure he sandbags for the whole of practice.
Goodness me, well done, Stephen.
I know. It's all up for shakes though. We got 9 minutes left.
Look at Mr. Douglas.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive as well.
We will probably find lots and lots of team driving, like this, for instance. All of the Impulse cars in a string here, all trying to get draft off one another and get really good racing laps in.
Good place for it, Pete. Very good place for it.
Yeah.
If you've got the skill to actually pull it together and keep your concentration for a whole lap.
Absolutely.
It's not something Result ever did very well because we were collapsing the heat halfway round.
So, that is Stephen Walker leading all the Impulse cars round. Now, I think they're in the same chat. So, I think there's a bit of team assistance going on there. Actually, I think Impulse are in their own
solidarity
service, maybe. Right, yeah, solidarity.
Line, all of them on the same line. That's perfect.
Absolutely. Formation flying. Andreas Gilman at the back of that. Cute. Anybody else doing team driving as Chris Dixon keeps out of the way there? Let's have a look. Cutting corny cars. Not team driving yet. RD Simsport cars. This is Chris Young.
That's Chris.
Where's Greg gone? Greg Duffron. He's not got a sterling time on the board yet. He was the fastest in practice by a little way. But at the minute, what have we got in terms of times? 156.75 is the fastest from Stephen Walker. 157 just behind. So he's got
156, pretty rapid.
Yeah. As Greg pulls up for some reason. Let's
That
go
may
and have a
explain
look.
why he's not threatening the top. But
Let's have a look where Gonzalo is. He's one of our new racers.
we know it's really the qualification is very important for this first race.
Yes. First race, 20 minutes, folks. No requirement for a pit stop unless you've damaged your car, and you get free repair in both our races. Just the one free repair. It emulates or simulates the spare car in inverted commas.
Roger on the grass, that's not going to do his time much good.
No, it's not. Or his tyre pressures and temperatures, but never mind. He'll deal with that at some other point, no doubt. And then second of tonight's races, after a 5-minute intermission, we will have a 40-minute feature race for you, which will reverse the top 15 finishing order from the first of tonight's races. You will probably have to pit stop here. I don't see them being able to fuel save at a course like this, although we have seen in the past some monster fuel saving go on in this particular league. And if anybody's going to do it, it will probably be Simon Trendle that does.
Well, we do have some maestros of that, you've got to say.
We
They
do.
really are magical at it. But and with the tow available here, you don't know, do you?
No, we don't.
They're very cunning at disguising it as well. They seem to fuel save without losing any speed, which I don't. It doesn't compute for me. But
No, that was a beautiful bit of team driving there between the RD Simsport cars to allow Matthias Pentilla to get a huge amount of drag down that back straight leading to the bus stop. He's already got the fastest time by quite a margin at the minute. I want to say quite a margin.
Well,
0.13 of a second is a lot round Daytona, isn't it, really? Because the margins are so tight. 1 second covers the first 15 cars.
Yes. Well, I'm thinking the first half a second has got the top 6.
Yeah, it's crazy, the narrow window of time on this
Well, this
track.
is what I was meant before, it's like, it's very hard. How they going? Normally you can get by here, you can find places to overtake.
Yeah.
With everybody being so quick, I think, you're going to have to get a really good exit from one of these corners, aren't you? To pull anything off.
Without
you need perfection. If you're going to do something fancy around here, you're going to have to be doing perfection.
Where's car 11? Wayne Douglas. So they're all in a massive train, but not close enough to do much with it. All the tight driving at the moment is where? So that's Stephen in 4th. So it's around Matthias Pentilla. He did improve his time on that lap. Wobbly improved his time as well. He's currently provisionally 2nd. Sam Blease is now provisionally 3rd, with our one-time pole man now relegated down to 4th at the moment.
With the 56.7.
I know, crazy. Here's Roger on tarmac. Well, that's a step forward.
Nice one, Rog.
Yeah. What have we got going on down the bottom here?
We've got Daniel is in 17th. He's not even a second behind. He's not a second. Not even a second off the lead, but 17th, the first second goes down to.
Yeah. Crazy. Oh yeah, it's just.
And you got somebody like Daniel down there at 17th, a driver like Daniel Mills.
I know. And well done to Kurt. He's the top AM class car at the moment in 28th. For Cutting Corny TCR team, no doubt that all their fans are on the chat because they come in large numbers here to watch us, or watch their drivers rather.
Watch their drivers, indeed,
yeah.
And well, they give them something to watch, don't they?
They do. Dietmar is a little bit ahead of him in the standings, up in 26th, and usually we find Renee somewhere north of that, which he is 9th. So Cutting Corny cars doing all right this evening. I think there's work for them to do, and they've still got 3 minutes to do it, so they might get a running lap. And this is heat racing, folks. So as soon as that 15 minutes is up, you don't get to finish your lap in a heat race with iRacing. You will be chinned out of the session, and that will be you for your position.
I always thought you meant they got really hot in the cabs when you talked about heat racing, Pete.
That's just me. Coming last in a V8 last week. Um,
Oh, no.
well, I've not driven in 2.5 years properly. I've only done one Porsche race with Sam Boozen at Nürburgring. We did all
Oh,
right actually.
well, it's something. That's something.
Yeah, but I did a
But
lot of
you should
practice
be
with
in
that.
the car more, my dear. You really should try. I know you
Sam
haven't
was
got any
saying that
time.
today. He was saying, I should be back in the car or in a car racing and enjoying
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you should.
So at the minute, Andreas Gilman and his teammate Miguel Freitas share exactly the same time.
Good grief.
Although, given the thousandths, that's what
Oh no,
separates them. I can
yeah,
only see
yeah.
hundredths on my left-hand screen.
2000s. He's
Yeah.
he's a couple of thousands off, isn't he?
I know, it's just not
That's
acceptable.
not very much, is it? It's
No,
not a huge distance though.
no.
2000ths of a second.
David Johansson is in that mix there, in the top 10 there, in 8th place. Rene Earhart up to 10th place now. He was in 9th, wasn't he? He's been shuffled a little, sorry. Where are we going next? Pete Newman at 15th. I'd expect him to be further north, wouldn't you?
Yes. Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, and look at where Simon Trendle is. Maybe Simon Trendle's fuel saving something he won't do for the first race, obviously.
I wouldn't expect Pete to be necessarily behind pro-ams in general terms. So
No. And my biggest surprise here, Greg Daffron, he has put a time on the board, but it's nothing like his practice time. So I
not
don't know
like
what's
his
going
practice
on there.
time.
No,
I think he had it. I mean, I think he probably had an issue, and now he hasn't had a chance to warm his tyres up and put in a good lap.
maybe he's got no time to do it. He's going to end up starting from the back. Alex Lado is currently still driving with a controller, so that's why he's so far down the standings. But he's still in here participating in true BSTV fashion for racing forces, trying to see if he can heat his tyres up on the run out.
I just thought that's because she's driving with a mouse.
Might be. I suppose he might be calibrating in some way. Right, that's the end of qualifying, folks. So this is going to be a very busy. We've got 45 cars in the session. 2 joined when I wasn't paying attention. Right, I'm going to do names only, folks, on this grid.
Yes, otherwise it's expiring. Poor man.
Right, so
good luck.
Everything. Thank you. Let me get everything on the screen I need. So, Matthias Pentilla, new to the league, will lead us away for RD Simsport 4. Then Wobbly Kneecaps will be next to him on the front row in second. Miguel Freitas third, Sam Blees fourth, James Gomez fifth, Stephen Walker sixth, James Holman seventh, Andreas Gilman eighth, David Johansson ninth, Daniel Mills 10th, Gonzalo Fabi, new driver to us, 11th, Rene Earhart in 12th, 13th will be Wayne Douglas, Martin Shirley 14th, Luke Jones 15th, Pete Newman 16th, 17th will be Constantino Marino, Manuel Saralegui will go off 18th, 19th will be Jay Corley, Simon Trendle off 20th, 21st will be Pete Van Gool, PVG, Chris Young off 22nd, Christian Kramer off 23rd, Demis Tuccilar off 24th, 25th will be Jerry Larkinen, Dietmar Hoos will go off 26th, 27th will be Stefan Goebel with Jamie Wilson off 28th, 29th will be Kurt Riedler, Rob Sutherland off 30th, 31st will be Carl Hardy, Roger Morton off 32nd, Matthew Downs off 33rd, and 34th will be Tony Walker. 35th will be David Ayres. Taurus will go off 36th. I haven't changed his name in the background. I'll do that in a minute. 37th will be Daniel Lewis. Silas Goebel will go off 38th. 39th will be Dan Mould. 40th will be Deck Crowther. 41st will be Hilton Nickerson. JB DeJay will go off 42nd. Chris Dixon off 43rd, Alex Sablano Lado off 44th, and Greg Daffron, surprisingly, will bring up the rear of the field. That was not expected at all, given his practice times.
Sure, he had an issue.
Had to have had an issue.
So let's see how he does, overtaking the entire field. Should be exciting.
Should be. Where's the blimp at the minute? Right, we might be better off watching it from the blimp at the start, unless that grandstand gets in our way in a second. Steer it left, boys. Steer it left. Oh, dear.
This should be okay, but it's going to be a bit hairy getting through the T1 the first time.
Yes, it is. This is going to be a messy turn 1, I think. Let's see if there's a better camera if we were to go up and watch. We're revs up. Lights are coming on. And Matthias will lead us away. He's no stranger to it. Wow, that is a really good start
Oh,
from just behind. Was that James? I think it's James Holman. He's done a couple of cars there.
absolute blinding start
Yeah.
by Jane.
Right, can we get anything decent on Blimp? Yes, we can. Right. Watch the bottom of
Come
your
on,
screen,
guys.
folks, because they're going to
Come
come
on,
piling
guys.
into this now. Oh, they all managed to do it. Oh, they're all
So
being
far, so
sensible.
good. So
Excellent.
far, so good.
Well done, everybody. Honestly, well done,
Oh,
everybody. Because that could have been messy.
I'm proud of them.
Yeah, very
That was
good.
just mature driving by everybody.
Yeah, really, really good. Where's the new boy Gonzalo? He's in the mix there. We'll keep an eye on him tonight and see what he can do in this 20-minute sprint race.
Right, it's a short race. It never the excitement and the tension never lets off in this race. Not for
No.
a second for anybody.
Side by side, JM Gomez there with our current reigning champion, Stephen Walker. And he's going to get this done, is he? He's down the inside on Stephen. He should get good drive, but Stephen's going to get the outside line and lots of traction and grip. Both in the same car. Obviously different setups, probably. Unlikely they're running the same setup. Stephen on the high line is going to get washed out here in true NASCAR fashion. He's going to drop back in. That's lovely. Oh, nice. That was good, wasn't it?
Straight into the toe, of course.
Yeah.
Stephen is no mug, and he could see he was on the outside line and wasn't going to get the best of that on the outside. So
No.
straight into the toe. He's not going anywhere now.
And into the bus stop for the first time comes everybody. Excuse me. Matthias appears to have just gapped a little at the front. Look at this
Exit from
trainer
there
cars. This is
can
amazing.
be a very hairy place. If
Quite
you're going to get it
dangerous.
wrong, it's on the exit generally.
Yeah. I'm looking for where Greg is. I can't find. Oh, he's already up 8 places. He's in 37th. About to get another one. He's humping the back of Deck Crowther's car there in that Blade Designs
Wow.
green car.
That is quick driver.
Yeah. Welcome Tony to the chat. Surprised there wasn't a pile-up. Absolutely, with 45 cars on the track.
Yeah.
That was brilliant driving from everyone. Really good. Right, what's happening at the front? This is the track where you usually get a different leader every lap, but when your lead car is 8K, we might be disappointed. Car 45 is well down. Matthew Downs, where's he? He's been off track, and he's got a car that won't steer, so we'll keep an eye on him.
That makes it tricky, especially around here.
Yeah.
Steering's a really good thing.
Right then.
This is great. Mr.
It is.
Pentilla's he's got some serious pace behind him. And
Yes.
we don't know.
Oh, that's
We know
lovely.
he's got a lot of points, but we don't know the way he drives ramps. He's an unknown
No.
quantity to me. So how exciting! It doesn't get anything more exciting than this.
No, it doesn't.
Goodness.
Manuel Saraleghi nearly getting a position. He's off on the grass there, and he
Oh,
controlled that
beautiful.
beautifully. Well done to
Oh.
you, Manuel Saraleghi.
Superb
Easy.
timing. That's a tricky little left-hander before the just before the big curl, and
Yeah.
yeah, beautifully done.
It was. It was.
There isn't that much room. You need to get the timing just right.
Oops. Just watching this because
Look
Roger
at this.
Morton was side by side with Dan Mould. There's Dan. He's on the outside here. He can't drop in. And the car
Yeah.
underneath him is getting a push. He's going to lose out 2 more spots before he gets through this bus stop, I reckon. He's going to have to get on the brakes earlier.
I didn't think. I was surprised to see Dan down the
Oh,
bridge.
he's gone round him. Nice. Is he going to get Roger on the exit? No. Is he going to get mugged on the exit? Maybe from that RD Simsport car. What's going to happen here?
Well, he's got Greg, who's not hanging around.
Greg DeFron, that was lovely. And look at that, Dan Mould. He's got
Well-
slow down.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
it must have been on the entrance
is,
to the bus stop. He's
Is
picked up.
Tony following Greg and getting a bit of help with the toe? Was it
It's
Greg?
Tony
was it Tony
following
or
Greg.
behind Greg?
Let's have a look. Well, I've lost him now. Yeah, it was T. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
everybody
he was
comes around
tucked up right up, and he's got he's got Mr. Crowther right behind him.
Yeah, Roger
All
Morton.
very interested. They're all very interested in each other.
Yeah.
If this was a dog show, they'd all be sniffing each other's bottoms.
Yes, they would. And they'll be terribly excited about it as well. Roger Morton nearly
Yes.
losing another position. We've got another battle further forward here between Alex Lado and... no, it's not. Sorry. That's Demis Tigchalar. Jamie Wilson trying to go around the outside of Kurt Riedler. betting Corny fans collective boo there because there's usually plenty of them on the chat. Oh, there is. Well, there's definitely one.
So, where is Alex?
Alex is third off last at the minute, fourth off last.
I just wonder, he's in straitened circumstances, so he's doing well. And PVG's right down there as well. Goodness.
He is.
Has he been in trouble, I wonder? He must have been.
Probably. I'll try and find if there's anything on there. I've not seen any red crashes coming up on the timing screens. So, here we are at the very front again. Matthias Pentilla is your race leader, folks. He is, well, you can see how far ahead he is of Wobbly. Weave and Ecam.
Yeah, they've not. The police front three have had it stitched up, haven't they? And Miguel there. Well, yes, Miguel's sitting there lurking. He wasn't quite with it before, but he's linked on strongly now. Well,
yeah.
You know what Miguel's like? He's invisible. He just lurks around, and then he suddenly goes faster than everybody else.
Yeah. Ooh, James Holman down the inside of.
Yes. Come on, James. Look at that. What a move.
Who was that, rather? I've lost the car. Miguel. He's gone.
Miguel.
He's done Miguel.
Yes. He did.
If he can get to the front with his teammate, or his sister teammate, Matthias Pentilla, that'll be interesting. Right, what's going on back here? So that's 6 cars for the lead. And then we've got a second group led by Gonzalo Fabi, our new driver to the series. Not new to anybody that's raced a lot in TCRs. That's David Johansson behind him, and Wayne Douglas is our... No, he's not. Yes, he is. Luke Jones dropping like a rock. Why?
Oh, that's why.
Oh, right. Why is he in generic colours? Is he in the wrong car? No, because he's got the right banner. Oh, no, he's in the right colours, I think. We'll see. Right.
They look nice.
They do, yeah. Right, what's going on back here? Nothing at the minute. We're watching Wayne Douglas now with Daniel Mills crawling all over him. And that is Andreas Gilman, the other impulse car. Look at that bump drafting.
And there's David just in front.
Yep. And they've all dropped off Gonzalo Fabi a little bit.
Well, it's a testament to his pace because that's a fast bunch of drivers behind him.
It is. Right, let's go on board with Miguel. Or we'll jump on his nose. There we go. Or in his windscreen, rather.
Yes, the way that Mr. Holman went by him was quite incredible.
Yeah.
How he found that gap and found the time to put it over on Miguel through there. That's pretty small overtaking.
It is. Everybody fans out into turn 1 because it's so dangerous to follow another car in. Wobbly's gone super wide. He's going to come out in front of his teammate, which we are on board with, obviously.
That's because he was probably just a fraction late on the brakes coming into
James
the
Holman
corner.
go. James Holman straight through. Let's jump in Wobbly's car. There we go.
Oh. Come on, James.
Yeah. That is Sam Blees in the white geodesic car.
Oh, we've got the big right-hander coming up. This is a tricky technical corner, folks.
Wobbly's going to cut back for a better exit, and he's going to get it. Look at the drive he's got on James in front.
Whoa.
Now he's going to go right, and then is he going to go
Right,
left again? Yep, there we go.
It's one of the prime overtaking spots, if you can do it.
Nearly got through. Nearly got in there.
Nearly got through with the over and under.
Yep.
It was an up and
tactic.
under. Yeah.
Right, let's watch this. This is going to be a bump draft, I'm sure. So these two are going to haul all the mail all the way down this straight towards the bus stop now, bump drafting each other. It helps both cars. You actually get an addition to the horsepower if you're in a rear-wheel drive car. I'm sure the principle's the same in front-wheel drive. Miguel off the back of that Elantra before we got into the turn, which is the right tactic. And then back on the gas again for the rest of the oval. Right, Carl Hardy. Yeah, Carl Hardy is in the mix. He had a quiet race last time.
He's probably recovering from all those pies at Christmas.
Of course. Yeah, turkey pies.
It's a bad time of the year for him.
Is that Silas getting a position further? Oh no, it was Stefan, sorry. Stefan getting a position just behind.
I think Carl's had his car torted up by the looks of it a bit. He's looking very dapper. He's extra green bits on there. I think probably Roger's been at it. using his artistic tendencies.
Yeah,
Looks very nice. Looks
does.
fast.
Does. And he is fast. He's going around the outside of Rene here. Maybe. He's going to cut back.
Come on, Skipper.
No.
Keep it on the road.
Rene's done a great job there. Absolutely owned that corner.
Wow.
Stayed on the racing line. There's a bit of kerfuffle behind them.
They'll be loving it.
This is a crowded house back here around Stefan. Silas is at the back end of this group.
Wow, look at that. Oh.
Whoa, sorry, missed that.
That was T coming by there, was it?
It
nearly got
T
by.
went too hot into the corner, I think. And now there's nearly 4 wide at one point there.
It's a tricky corner, isn't it? You
yeah,
get too
I
wide.
don't like it when they go too wide through this dog leg. Oh. And then T's going to lose out here again.
Scary.
Yeah. Might be that Tony has overheated his tyres there, maybe. Where is Stephen Walker? He's 10 places down.
What's happened, Stephen?
Well, he got muscled out in the first few laps. He was on the outside lines for a lot of corners. And
There's something happened. He's done 16th place.
Yeah. That's not normal. I'm going to go back and see if there was anything. Luke Jones has had a crash. Alex Lado's had a crash. But I think that's more to do with pulling over at the side of the road. Taurus has gone to the pits.
Having said that, it only takes a second and a half to get that to it.
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything else.
No, well, he'll tell us.
Yeah, he will. Right, here we go. Busy bit of track. This is Demis Tigchular and Greg Daffron. Greg making his way through. Up 18 places, Alan. 18 places.
Yeah, well,
if he can get
it
another...
doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me. I think he was discommoded in quali.
Yeah, I think so as well. He needs to get another 12 places to get the pole position for race 2, which will recover his race week. That's for certain.
If he's aware of the reverse grid,
he will be.
Somebody will have told him.
Yeah, I'm sure they will have done. Right, so again, a bit of a crazy busy bit around Andreas Gilman, Wayne Douglas, who's doing a great job. He's moving forward rapidly here. Constantino Marino, who is the car that we are focused on in that ADX car there, ADX Esports JCB. He is making his way forward. He's up 6 places from the start.
Yeah,
Very good.
It's hard to get by with the quality of these. Oh, hello,
Daniel Mills.
That's unfortunate.
Let's have a look.
Unusual as well. You don't know where that started or ended, but
no, maybe he got a little nudge.
Not normal.
Did he get a little nudge on the way in?
Could have got a curb or something.
I think that's Wayne. Is it behind him?
Find out. There you go.
Oh yeah, he got a bit of he got a lot of a nudge and into the barriers, so that'll leave a mark.
Yes.
That's probably broken his rear suspension.
It doesn't surprise me that he needed a bit of assistance to get off because he's a very good driver.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't expect to see him lose control of his car around here.
No, I think that was
Wayne. 2 cars coming together at high speed is going to happen at any time, anywhere.
Yeah.
The problem is with this circuit, we might see it more in the second, it's hard to get by.
Yep.
The gaps between these drivers are so tiny that it's going to be very hard to manufacture a passing opportunity. So people might get a bit frustrated. We might see a bit of rambunctious driving. You never know.
Look at the overspeed here. He's gone to the apron, which you are allowed to do. If you crash on the way up from the apron, you'll
as soon as he
get
came out the draft, though, he lost it all, didn't he? Poor man.
Yeah. So 2 through on Wayne Douglas. I don't know whether Wayne is trying to move backwards intentionally to give a position back here.
I would have thought so.
No, it's a long way back. Daniel Mills is actually in the pits, so he can't actually achieve that goal anyway, even if it was intended.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, as Constantino Marino comes under fire now from Andreas Gilman from Impulse Racing.
Mo's still down in 30th. That shows you how hard it is to get by, doesn't it?
Yeah, so Josu Savio, hopefully I've said your name right, says go ATR, go Fabio, and no, where's he gone? Manuel Saralegui, there he is.
There he is.
Yep, diving down there.
Get some nice paint on there. That's what we want.
Yeah, I think, well, there's 2 ATR cars now.
So the council plate makes it easy to spot him at the moment, which is
Yeah.
nice. Because with so many new cars on the grid, it's very hard to keep track now.
It is. Good evening to Jen Chiller on the chat. Always a CTT fan. Your top car is usually Renee. Let's go and see who it is today. It is Renee. He's not doing brilliantly at the minute, I have to say. He's down 10 places. I think he's been a bit roughed up in the first few laps. It's hard to recover around here unless you've got teammates to push you round the track. As Wayne gets out of the way of Manuel Saraleghi's Veloster there. Lets him through. Martin Shirley comes through on Wayne as well. Wayne's got damage from the incident he had with Pete's forgotten Daniel Mills, and him going so slowly. Pete Newman down a position there by Manuel Saraleghi. So Manuel now starting to move forward properly. He's up 8 places from his start position.
Well, he's clearly doing well because you don't get past Pete that easily.
No, and it's
he's a cunning, canny driver, so
yeah,
very clean, but total gentleman, but very hard to pass.
I thought Luke was history then.
Oh, we've just seen was that Simonoff?
Yeah. So we're into the last 3 minutes now, really, of this race. Your race leader is still Matthias Pentilla for RD Simsport 4. Sam Blees is in second there for Hydra Race Geodesic Racing. Probably having a blast of a time with James Holman, who's right on his 6. Wobbly is currently ahead of his teammate Matthias Miguel. And they've got Gonzalo Fabi for company now. So Gonzalo bridged the gap, Alan, which is remarkable.
Yes, well, clearly lots of pace, and I'm glad to see everybody closing up. It's good.
Yeah. And that, good. On the back of this group is JM Gomez for ADX Esports JCB. He's also come across that gap with Gonzalo, so this might be a very dramatic end to this race. We're going to stay with this group.
To close these gaps is difficult once the toe's gone. Very hard to get it back. So that's considerable driving by those guys to get back on the tail of this group. But if that tail wags, they can easily get stopped off as well.
Yeah, Sam Blees having a little look, but not doing anything with it yet. But 3 wide into turn 1. This often ends in tears.
Oh, it's a Sam sandwich.
Yeah. I think James Holman's going to get him. And here comes Wobbly now as well. There is movement behind, folks. Keep your eye on that timing tower as Stephen Walker gets shuffled out again by Wayne Douglas. Or is he coming through on him again? He's recovering, isn't he? Oh, what's going on here? There's a lot of shuffling going on around Andreas Gilman. Everybody's getting very racy. We're into the last 2 laps.
Yes, it's getting to the crux of the issue.
Yeah, this and one more, I think. I
did suggest it might get a bit frisky.
Yeah.
As, you know.
Even round Roger, look at this. Oh, my God. Why did they do this to me every race? I haven't got enough cameras, guys. Mark Elmore says, I can't believe people aren't flashing their lights. If you were here, you probably would do.
Mr. Elmore, why aren't you on the track?
Yeah. And here comes Pete Newman on Andreas Gilman. We're going to have to go to the front of this race in a second. He's got him done here. He's going to push him to the outside. So the next corner, he's going to drop in. That's lovely from Andreas. I like that. Right, we're going to go and have a look at the front again. That's Wayne Douglas going backwards, is it? Yeah, I think so. Or someone else a lap down, maybe. Right, so Matthias Pentilla, still your race leader.
Yes, well, he's drove an immaculate race.
Yeah, as has the RD Simsport car, Team 1, that is, of James Holman.
Well, James has turned in a sterling performance.
Yeah.
He's got past some of the fastest drivers I know of.
So we will now...
on a really difficult to overtake circuit.
Yeah.
So
that is us picking up the white flag. White flag.
I don't know what that means, but I've heard somebody say they want to be propping somebody up.
Yeah. And Sam Blees... No, no, not messing around at all.
How tight was that?
Oh, and then makes himself known.
The crucial hug.
Yeah. And James Holman having none of that. None of it.
No, look at it.
This is going right to the line, folks. Do not look away. Alex seems to be out of his car because he's chatting to us on the chat. Right, so James Holman really giving multiple previous champion Sam Blees a run for his money here, and Sam's going to lose out to Wobbly in a second. And all this time, Matthias is busy giggling into his helmet, isn't he? Because he can see the whole battling behind him. Right, we're going to go and see what we can see from the blimp. So that is a lapped car on the top of the banking. That is Matthias Pentilla there, way out in front now. That's his race. He can't possibly give that up.
No, well, I don't think so. He's not put a wheel out of place.
And then back here, we're going too wide with Simon Trendle and Wayne Douglas here. But we're going to have a look at the front. Oh, we are closing up though.
I think Mr. Pentilla is probably feeling very comfortable.
Yes, without a doubt, actually. Trying to get a decent camera on these guys. It's hard around this track. The cameras are not brilliant. As Matthias Pentilla goes to the apron to try and reduce the size of the track. As we're gonna have to look at Sam Blees and Wobbly and 3 over the line. Woo! Oh dear! Wow. Right, let's have a look further back because they're all at it now. Andreas Gilman just over.
It's proper racing, you guys.
Yeah. Oh, was that Constantino?
How did David do there? He was.
Greg Duffron not quite able to do Carl Hardy, but up 24 places. You're right, his qualifying has absolutely bagged him, hasn't it? And Crowther now round the outside here of Kurt Riedler. Didn't do it though. Kurt kept that for Cutting Corny. The Cutting Corny fans go wild, of course. And that's everybody over the line, is it? No, where's Roger? Where is Roger? Still circulating over the line now.
Oh, has David won the got the
Let's have a quick look. Class standings. No, Rob Sutherland has taken the AM with Kurt Riedler in second in AM. You can only just see him on the screen these days.
Well done. No, it's it's hard to keep track, isn't it? You can't see the end of any of the boards.
Yeah, Jura Larkinen did all right there. He had Greg Duffron passing him on that last lap, but still held it in 22nd. But yeah, I mean, first race out for Gonzalo Fabi, brilliant. 6th place, nice and clean. It's what we like to see. Matthias Pentilla, first, gets a victory for RD Simsport 4 straight away.
Yes. He's going to find himself in, 15th position to start the second race.
He is. And who is the reverse pole boy? Oh, I can't get a camera on him. Jay Corley. Right. Let's go and have a look and see how that all pans out in the finishing order. So Matthias Pentilla, as we've said, your race victor for Heat 1 here at Daytona Road.
Well done. On his first race with us. Fantastic performance by him.
Absolutely. James Holman finished second and gets the second spot on the podium for RD Simsport, and Sam Blees in a very, very hard-fought third place gets that bottom step of the podium for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, with Wobbly in 4th for Impulse and his teammate behind him in 5th, Miguel Freitas. Excuse me, dear. Gonzalo Fabi, well done to you. 6th place, ATR Argentos MP. James Gomez finished 7th for ADX Esports JCB. David Johansson finished in 8th place for Sim Racing Grid. No, I haven't updated the standings yet. Andreas Gilman, 9th for Impulse Racing. Very good evening's racing for Impulse. Fantastic. Where am I up to? There. Manuel Saralegui, 10th for our ATR Argentos MP. And Constantino Marino, 11th for ADX Esports JCB. With Stephen Walker for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing finishing 12th. That's a surprise, that, Alan, but he's going to get a good start for the next one.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Martin Shirley.
We all have our ups and downs.
Yeah, take the ups with the downs sometimes. 13th was Martin Shirley's result for RD Simsport, but first in class for Pro-Am, so well done to you. You get a class podium there. Pete Newman 14th for Results Pure Sims with his teammate Jay Corley right behind him. Literally right behind him, 4/10. In 15th. 16th was Simon Trendle. I'd suggest that was somewhat out of position, Alan, for Team
Yes,
Chimera.
I think I saw him on the grass, though.
Okay, that'll explain
It could have
a lot
been
of
more
that.
Jamie, but I saw one of their cars on the
Understood.
grass.
Well done spotting that. Wayne Douglas, after all that, finished 17th and second in class, so well done. Chris Young, third in class, 18th on track for RD Simsport 3. Where are we now? I forgot where we were. Chris Young.
RD Simsport.
Yeah. Christian Kramer finished 19th for German Sim Racing. Carl Hardy, 20th for Result Clothing iRacing team with Greg Defron up a whopping 24 places or something in 21st position there for RD Simsport. Jura Larkinen in 22nd for Hydro Race Racing Forces. 23rd was Rene Earhart for Cutting Corny. 24th and first in class, Rob Sutherland for AM class. For RD Simsport 2, Dan Mould finished 25th for SRL. Kurt Riedler, 26th and second in class for Cutting Corny TCR team. Well done to you. That's a good result against this lot. Deck Crowther, 27th for Blade Designs SRL with Demis Tigchalar. 28th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Oh, yep.
Keep going. There's more.
I know. Where was I up to? I can't. Oh, there. Tony Walker, 29th. And then Luke Jones, 30th for Ignium. Daniel Lewis, 31st, Blade Designs SRL, and third in class for Daniel, so well done. David Ayres, 32nd for Safeguard. Dietmar Hoos, 33rd for Cutting Corny TCR team. Silas Goebel, 34th for VTS Esports with JB Dejay, 35th for BSTV. Daniel Mills, 36th. We saw what happened to him for RD Simsport 2 with Roger Morton, 37th for Safeguard. Hilton Nickerson, 38th for Blade Designs JAS. 39th for Chris Dixon for Work Guard. Pete Van Gull, 40th for Result Clothing. He must have got a penalty, Alan. Stefan Goebel, 41st for VTS Esports with Matthew Downs, 42nd for Blade Designs TART. Taurus Vosberg, I'll change that in a second, for SRB, finished 43rd. Jamie Wilson, 44th. And Alex Sablano-Ledo, 45th on that occasion.
Jamie that was on the grass, maybe.
I think it probably was then, yeah. Right, let's...
Well, that case, so I wonder what happened to Simon.
I know. So it's a curious thing. Right, what was I going to look at next?
So I don't think it's hard to get out of position on that in that field, to be honest.
Yeah.
You saw people lose a place, and then a lot of places went with them, didn't they? So
Yeah,
very
that's
hard to
right.
get back in.
Correct.
If there's a train went by. So, and they were so close together. The field was so tight in time that you only had to lose your place for a few seconds, and you were down 10 spots.
Very much so, yeah. Right, just a second. I'm just correcting my SDK file. So now we should find in the timing tower when it rolls up again that Taurus has got the right name.
Got his right name.
Yeah, so I'm just going to save that project. There we go.
I love the way you
Save,
do this stuff
yes.
with the fly. It's very, very slick.
Well, hopefully that's worked. It should total over once we go to the next session. Next session, folks, is the feature race, which is 40 minutes. Let's see what happens with the timing tower. Yeah, sorry about that, Taurus. I changed everything else, including the website. Forgot to do the SDK file. Right, so I'm going to be going for names only through this feature race grid. Jay Corley will lead us away, and Pete Newman will be right next to him, his own teammate. Anybody'd say that was played for. Martin Shirley off third. Fourth will be Stephen Walker. Then we have Constantino Marino in fifth, Manuel Saralegui in sixth, Andreas Gilman in seventh, David Johansson in eighth, Jamin Gomez 9th, Gonzalo Fabi in 10th, Miguel Freitas in 11th with Wobbly in 12th. 13th will be Sam Blees, James Holman 14th, Matthias Pentila 15th, Simon Trendle 16th, Wayne Douglas 17th, Chris Young 18th, Christian Kramer 19th with Carl Hardy 20th. 21st will be Greg Defron, Gerald Larkinen off 22nd. 23rd will be Renee. Stop flashing your lights, I can see it from here. I'm sure that's Stefan Goebel. Renee Earhart off 23rd, Rob Sutherland off 24th. 25th will be Dan Moulds, Kurt Riedler off 26th, 27th will be Deck Crowther, Demis Tigchalar off 28th, Tony Walker off 29th, Luke Jones off 30th, 31st will be Daniel Lewis, David Ayres off 32nd, Dietmar Hoos off 33rd, Silas Goebel off 34th, JB off 35th. Daniel Mills, 36th. 37th will be Roger Morton. Hilton Nicholson, 38th. Chris Dixon, 39th. PVG, 40th. Stefan Goebel, 41st. Matthew Downs, 42nd. It's still not updated. I'll sort that out. 43rd will be Taurus Vosberg. Jamie Wilson off 44th. 45th will be Alex Sevillano Lado.
Wow, well done.
Thanks. It's a bit of a tongue twister these days. Right, let's go and find a camera. We'll go blimp, shall we? Let's go blimp. See where the blimp is. It might be on the other side of the stadium, to be fair. I can't even find it.
Do you remember when getting put down to 15th would put you behind some slower cars?
Yeah, yeah. Not the case.
What's happening with... Oh, Sam. Don't make me sweat like that, lad.
No, Sampley's always the last to join.
Martin Shirley.
Yeah.
Well done, matey.
I know, yeah, you've done well there. Here we go, lights are coming on. We're going to watch this from the blimp again because it's the only decent camera for a start here at Daytona. Pete Newman got a good one. Jay Corley has gone at the skirt. Oh. With a lot of wheel spin, he's going to get mugged here.
Yes, you don't need to make a bad start with this lot behind you. Goodness.
No, you don't. Right, so...
Oh, he's doing late on the brakes.
He has.
All right, tighten them up a little bit.
Oh, there's a little bit of shoveling.
Oh.
A little bit of shoveling.
Gently, gently, come on, first corner.
That looks good, though. That looks
fingers
good.
Crossed,
Is it?
Fingers crossed.
No, it's not.
Oh,
my.
No.
Oh, my.
Road's not blocked.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah. According to race control, anyway. Messy, that. Right, let's go and see while everybody forms up.
No, let's hope they don't go in the pits.
Yeah, I know we don't like to see yellows, but let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure there was... hang on. It's not this bit. This is a different crash, though. Or is it just the back end of this crash? We might see what happened here. So everybody comes steaming out of there. We're 3 wide ahead going into... Oh, crikey. Yeah. Oh, wow. Ow. Yeah, and that's blocked. So, yeah, it was the right call. Right, let's have another look at it from this camera, or this driver rather. So we're going to go up here and into... we're looking at Sam on the outside.
It's a bit of rocking and rolling, but...
Was that Gonzalo?
Oh, dear.
I can't see.
Nothing to say, it was just compression of a load of cars in a small space. Just pure compression. There wasn't nothing to ascribe, no blame to ascribe. That was pure cars.
Yeah, lots and lots of congestion in that. So Gonzalo Fabi has reset to the pits.
Oh, I hope his car's not scratched.
Oh, I think it was. I think it was fully mullered.
He's got a fast repair, hasn't he?
He has, but he's going to tow. So
he's going to have to tow, so...
He's the Honda in the middle there. So the cars in front had already come together. He's gone down the inside, and then they've all collected one another. And then he's been the pinball on the pinball table there. And then got clouted again for his trouble around about now.
Oh, of course, it's just causing a knock-on down the field.
Yeah.
I think the safety car was the right call in the end, Pete. It really was.
Yeah.
There were so many drivers affected by that. It just echeloned down the field, didn't it?
It did. So... heavily affected right now are Manuel Saralegui, Silas, Stefan, Demis, and Gonzalo Fabi. Andreas Gilman has gone to the pits now, has he? Oh, I'm on replay, hang on. So we might see a whole raft of cars coming into the pits, we might not, I don't know. So there's definitely Andreas Gilman in there. Gonzalo is still towing, I think. Oh no, he's out, he's gone, he's out of the session. Okay.
Oh, that's a shame.
It is. It was the cars in front that caused it. I mean, maybe you should have stayed off the gas and not tried to tuck in. But you're racing, aren't you? You know, what are you going to do? It's not an invitation.
I don't think there's anything much you can say about it.
No. So in all that, Stephen Walker has managed to get a position. We'll see if we can spot that in the situation. Where would that show? A bit further on, maybe. Not yet, anyway. I can't find anything at the minute. Daniel Mills was in it. There's quite a lot of red crashes in that, because when cars stop on SDK, it records them as a crash. JM Gomez now rolling out of pit road. Andreas Gilman still stationary because he reset the car. I mean, that car on the left-hand side there, or right-hand side as we look at it rather, is absolutely smashed to pieces.
Trashed.
Yeah.
It's trashed.
I mean, it'll pop back out because he's got a fast repair there, you know. Let's go and have a look and see what the pace car is doing at the minute. This one might not last as long as we've seen before because it's big lap. So
big lap, yeah.
Not like the small laps. That seems to affect how long we stay under caution for a lot longer.
It's such a shame now.
Yeah, let's have a look at
looking
weather.
forward to that.
Yeah, weather says we've got a 1% chance, so unlikely that we'll see any rain, and that's well into the session anyway. There we go. Right, we are under caution at the minute. We've still got Andreas still stationary. We've still got Gonzalo's gone from the session, like we said. As we watch the cars pacing for a few more minutes. Hopefully, it won't hoover up too much time. There is an instrument. Riedler is still far behind. Where is
22nd?
Kurt Riedler seems okay to me.
He's out there driving.
Yeah.
Carl is in the pit lane.
I think he means he's got a massive gap in front of him. Yeah, he's got half a minute's worth of gap. So this is the first of the cars. I'm trying to figure this out, actually. So there's a lot of shuffling going on. Oh, right, there's cars in the pits. Jake Corley went to pits. Oh, right, okay. So
these guys are getting their
fueling,
fuel, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Fuel and tyres for, well, pretty much the whole field now, I guess. This might be their pit stop for this 40-minute race, folks. It will be a lot less than that once we get racing again, obviously.
Yes, they were switched on. As soon as the yellow flag came out, they'd been thinking,
how can I reduce my time in the pits?
Fuel saving, time in the pits, all the rest of it.
Yep, Jamie Wilson's car there has got damage, so that'll get reset. Jamie Wilson drives pit lane like you should. So you should be in that little groove there next to the dotted lines until your pit box, or one sector before your pit box, then you enter your pit box and stop in box. So very professionally done, simulated, one might say.
Oh,
from
well
Jamie.
done, Jamie.
Yeah,
Jamie knows what he's about.
he does, and he's back out already. It's just a splash and dash for everybody at the minute. Be interesting to see what happens with the other cars.
I wonder if I've ever done that legally. I might have done once just by got lucky.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see if the lights are still on pace car at the minute.
Did Pete go in the pits?
No.
No, that's why he's at the front.
Yeah. So he won't want to give up track position, I wouldn't have thought. So lights are still on the pace car, so we're going to do another lap at least.
Oh, come on, pace car.
I think there is an instruction that I can give, but I can't remember what it is. Advance, no. Yeah, there is an instruction in here somewhere that I can advance this and clear it now, but I can't figure out which one it is. Nope.
Might be worthwhile sorting that out because this is we're getting more of these with the size of the fields.
We are, yeah. It'd be good to just shave one lap off it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But
as appropriate.
Yeah, you might find that half the field go in a minute. Kurt has now pretty much caught up with the field, to be honest. So he's there. So he's got a little.
Oh, he should be okay then.
Yeah,
back in with the pack.
It was probably an instruction from iRacing to hold position behind cars in front.
They're normally good at sorting people out.
Yeah, and to be honest, yeah, we're going to lose what, a quarter of the race properly. It still gives all the people that were in the crash an opportunity, at least, to be part of the race. Even if they're well out of position, they can still do the racing bit. And for most of these drivers, that's what they're here for. Congested crashes like that, they're an occupational hazard with 45 cars on the track, aren't they?
Yes, even when people are trying to be careful.
Yeah, yeah. Now, hopefully everybody's learnt from last time. Do not stop the car, do not stamp on the brakes, all of that business.
Is the light off?
Just be boring is the best way. Well, it won't be because there's cars in the pits.
Oh.
So a few more are dropping in. Oh, that is Miguel Freitas. So this will be very interesting because I'm assuming now we should see that the light has gone off this car. I doubt we're going for another lap. Where is the pace car? Show me the pace car. Come on. I've got to view it from this camera because if I view it from above, I can't see the lights. Oh.
They're off.
Are they off? It went past my screen so fast I missed it. Front pack took advantage of the 30-second gap to Riedler and got a free pit stop. Well, yeah, if that's what they're going to do, then good on them. They've worked it out. That's for them to discuss in the chat in Discord amongst themselves. That is a driver's thing. That is nothing to do with race control. Right, so it does put Miguel Freitas way down the field, like way down the field in 33rd. But that means he doesn't have to stop again, and a lot of the cars at the very, very front will do. On purely technical terms, the furthest forward car that has pitted the car is Carl Hardy. So I'm expecting a win now. What about you, Alan?
Oh, well, I'm limited expectations because I don't like to have my heart broken.
Oh, fair enough.
And he is my captain.
Yes. Okay, so I think we'll still get a decent race out of this. Everybody should form up in a nice, orderly line behind Pete Newman. Once we get round onto the proper banking after the bus stop. They get you a track map up and you can see where they are. They're approaching bus stop now. Yeah, so how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cars pitted. Whether that was for damage or a sneaky one to do the top up of the fuel, who knows? Sorry, I've got hiccups tonight. Who's a big beneficiary up to this point? Tony Walker, up 15 places from his start position. Alex Savalano-Leda up 18 with Taurus Vosberg, the car in front of him, that Audi there. We'll get a zoom in on that. It's quite a nice paint job, this one. It's got a bit of damage on the front and the back. Obviously got shunted about a little bit.
Did these guys at the front not get the opportunity to nip into the pits? They had the chance, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
They all had the chance to go into the pits.
Yeah, so there's something going on here. Wobbly's trying to keep out of everybody's way because he got taken out. Well, I say he got taken out. The cars in front stacked up last time, and he couldn't see it, and he drove into the back of a standing field, which he shouldn't do. You shouldn't stop the car under a yellow at all. You should maintain a very boring speed. It's the right thing to do. Right, so here we go. We're about to start going racing again. And Pete Newman is the control car. And he's gone already, I think.
Yeah.
He's caught the ones behind him napping, for sure. And they are green, and he's green before he gets to the line, so it's all good. And he's away.
He's away now.
Who's that? That's James Holman. Oh, we've got Jake Hawley. Oh, Jake Hawley's done at pit road again? Yeah, this is his second visit. That's odd.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It really
poor
is.
timing.
Yeah, yeah. So, James Holman and Simon Trundle. No, it's not James Holman and Simon Trundle. It's Wayne Douglas and Simon Trundle. Wayne Douglas has got a wriggle on today, hasn't he?
Oh, he's driving very well.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I can hear crunching. Oh, Stephen Walker.
Oh, crunch indeed.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. What on earth happened to Stephen Walker? It's not popped up on my screen yet. Ah, now it has.
It's made a mess of his race.
Yeah. So what happened here? Cold tyres? Oh yes, he got onto the curb, and then he was a passenger, and then he was a victim.
No. Oh, no, 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 no.
Well, if he can nurse that back round, he gets a free repair. He might get some decent points out of it. Maybe he'll write this one off as a bad one, but he can't, can he? Because he missed the first race of the season. What's going on back here? Oh, I don't know yet. I'm on replay.
Oh.
So there's some other stuff going on
Oh.
with Demis. Oh, crikey.
Some pile of misfortune going around at the moment.
Yes, there is. So Stephen Walker reset the car, and then we're going to see what happened to Demis. I think this is when he's... Oh, he's already been turned. Chris got it.
Chris got it. Oh, goodness.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my goodness me.
So that's messy, but the racing line is maintained and free. Right, so we'll go back live. So that was a bit of a shuffle up. That rejoin onto the oval is a bit evil, isn't it?
Martin's just... Oh.
David
Some
Johansson.
people are putting on purple laps at the moment. Some of these people have got their foot down.
Yeah, Wobbly is one of them. He's making his way forward very rapidly now. He still may owe us a pit stop. We're not sure. People arriving in pit road, probably for damage. That's Tony Walker. Yeah, he's just stopped and gone. Right, so let's go and see what racing we can get out of this one then. So Wobbly trying to get back on terms there with David Johansson, who's gapped him pretty much. But Wobbly might need to do some fuel saving, so we'll see.
Oh, crikey. You don't want to try and keep up with David, fuel saving.
No.
That's a big ask, isn't it?
Yeah. Miguel on a recovery drive now. After getting caught up in that crash at the start. He has pitted the car though, so he's recovering positions. Roger Morton apparently has crashed and jumped to pits. Oh, that was in that massive mess actually, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, so it'll be a big tow. It was just past the pits, wasn't it?
Yes. They always are here at Daytona. It's always in those first few turns.
Yes. They are a fantastic combination. It's a heck of a way to start the lap.
Vicious, isn't it? It's absolutely vicious. Yeah. It's around PVG.
I love driving it. You know, it's very enjoyable to drive, but there's a lot of risk attached.
Yeah. PVG's
no, it's
got
very
lots
interesting.
of company. Wait, sorry, go on.
We've got Pete, we've got Martin, who's a pro-am, and he's right in among some of the fastest chaps on earth.
Yeah, it's the joy of a reverse 15. He's the fastest car on track, or he was just for a nanosecond. As Chris Dixon rejoins the racing circuit, it's Simon Trendle is the fastest car on track, and he's got Wobbly right in front of him. And Wobbly, I think, has just gained a position from Wayne, I think. Bit of clipping there between Wobbly and Simon Trendle's cars as Wayne gets a bit racy. Oops, I'm on the wrong car. Where's Wayne? There. That's Simon on the left hand side of us.
There should be room for two cars, chaps, comfortably.
Yeah. That's a nice little overtake there.
Just need them to keep under control. They're quite capable of holding their lines through these corners, wide side by side.
Yeah. View from Simon's car, you're going to see Wayne's car on the outside here. No, because Pete's a terrible cameraman.
It's hard when you're running alongside the car at 80 miles an hour, Pete. I don't know how you hold the cam straight, mate.
Greg Daffron is at the back of this queue, and he is up 11 places in this race already. In terms of recovery driving from a bad quali, this is about how you do it, really, isn't it?
It's a classy driver.
Very.
But I'm glad to see Mr. Holman up there as well. He's doing brilliantly as well. And David, I'm glad to see David up there in fourth position. Fantastic driving.
Oh, look at this now. Greg's going to get a mega run. That's his teammate in front. He might bump draft him here. He is doing.
I don't know. What's Mr. Marino's name? First name?
Constantino.
Constantino.
Yeah.
Constantino Marino. What a beautiful name that is.
I know. I wish mine rolled off.
It sounds like he goes 80 miles an hour.
Well,
just sitting still.
Yeah. Woo. Right, so Greg's gone to the apron to try and get an advantage, and it's going to work. He's on the flat now.
Yeah.
As he comes up, he'll be okay. The car does get destabilised a little, but he's got that done well before the corner. As has
Oh, he slipped that in there sweet,
Matthias.
didn't he?
Yeah, Matthias is with him.
Very, very sweet car handling by these guys.
Yeah, that was gorgeous, that. Oh, and look at this. Christian Kramer. A bit of a quiet first race, but he's right here in the second. For German Sim Racing. Well done.
Fantastic. Well, now the race has sat down a bit, these guys can start to enjoy the competition.
Yes, absolutely. Don't like that camera much. Let's go and find a better one. There we go.
Love that paint.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? German Sim Racing do some lovely liveries. You can always tell when you're in endurance races with them which of their cars. Very nice.
I've got some talented chap,
Look at
clearly.
this. Pete Newman says sayonara because
Well,
that is the distance back to Martin.
Well, I mean, if Pete's looking for a chance to get a gap, he needs a gap because he's got to stop in the pits, of course.
Yeah.
And Martin, it gives him the opportunity. Martin's a pro-am.
Yeah.
He's driving in second place and absolutely flying. What a drive by Martin this is to all these guys behind him.
Absolutely.
Because he's got, David Johansson, Jake. These are all like they're not any distance behind him at all.
No.
He's way out of his class here. And you'd think that they would be able to just drive by him.
Yeah. Simon Trendle is going to pits.
Oh no.
So he's stopping for his scheduled stop there. It's an evil stop. Team Chimera always do a textbook stop, like we said.
I was thinking he might be one of the ones who nipped in and taken advantage, but
No,
clearly he didn't.
I think Matt Elmore, not that I like agreeing with him, has called it right. So the first dozen cars that were ahead of Kurt Riedler got a free pit stop because Kurt had to give room in front of his car. So I don't know how the tactics work for this one. It's a strange track when it comes to tactics and cautions and pit stops and all of those nuances.
Well, the machine should make sure they're all going the right distance.
Yeah. So David Johansson now under pressure from James Holman and Wobbly, with Greg Duffron bridging the gap. He's only 0.8 of a second behind. There he is. RD Simsport in large numbers here, in the top 10 places. They're currently holding second place, 5th place, 7th place, 8th place, and 11th, just outside.
And they all got to stop though. These are all pit stoppers, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Let me
They've
bring
all
that
got
up.
to stop.
Yeah, let me put that on the screen because it's useful, isn't it, to see who's stopped and who hasn't. So there you go. So not many in the top, to be honest, have stopped yet. Only Carl Hardy. Now, I wonder if he can actually get to the end.
If he can, it'll be a miracle.
Yeah.
It's not a fuel saver in Cottle. He likes to race.
No, and he's got most of Cutting Corney right on his 6 at the minute. He's gone high to let them go because he's not on the same strategy as them. And they've come through on him. So he's not bothered about that. He knows that he doesn't have to fight them. They are cars that have got to pit. He doesn't. Greg Duffron is the fastest car on track, and he's now got that position out of David Johansson's hands. Wobbly is trying to get through as well, but not able to just yet.
Goodness.
Matthias,
it's getting busy though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Matthias Pentilla is right behind Wobbly. He's our race 1 winner, and with enough I rating, Alan, that he could, generously hand out 1,000 here and there to somebody else.
Give me 2,000. I still only have half.
So Pete Newman is your race leader. Martin Shirley is dropping astern slowly from him, but he is the bubble in the spirit level really, because Constantino Marino is hauling ass and pulling him in. James Holman is also gaining on them. And that is forming a gap behind James to David Johansson, with Greg Daffron bearing down on him heavily now, and Wobbly trying to get the slipstream from both of them to get back onto it again. I should have.
I'm really impressed with Martin's driving. I'm really impressed with what Martin's doing at the moment.
Yeah.
He's doing a fantastic drive.
It's very professional of him. Lovely curb cam given to us here by Sam Boozen. Right, let's go and have a look at what's going on up here with Martin Shirley, because Martin Shirley's now very much under pressure from Constantino.
Yes.
Chris Dixon has crashed.
Oh, poor old Chris. He got run over as well before, didn't he?
He got steamrollered, yeah, in that crash on the rejoin of the oval. Right, so this is the pointy end of the field. I think this is going to all come together here, and I think Vosberg has gone for his scheduled stop. That's why he's dropping down the order there. There'll be more of that, folks, as more cars pit, obviously.
Yes, well, it's late in the race now. I mean, the kerfuffle was completely upset everybody's fueling strategy. I'm sure they spent hours sorting it all out, working out to the millisecond and the milliliter, and it's all gone crashing down. But the other thing about these chaps is they're very good at picking stuff up on the fly.
Yes, yeah.
And being flexible and not getting discommoded by these things. I would still be working out my laps on my fingers, going, "Did I do that lap?" It wouldn't work.
No, this is David Ayres now getting overtaken by J.M. Gomez, but David owes us a pit stop. Don't think he can make it to the end on no stopping. Maybe he can, I don't know. That's Sam Blees about to dive underneath him.
If he could keep hold of his third place in the hands, that would be good.
Yeah, and Daniel Lewis behind him is also not pitted. So maybe he'll wait until that happens and try and stay ahead. He's getting a good drive here, and a tow from Sam Blees, which is always welcome, of course.
Here comes Mr. Mills.
Yeah, Daniel Mills bearing down on him now as well.
Well, Dan won't be hanging around.
No, he won't. He's already gone, actually. And there, he got a slow down, maybe. No. Oh, careful, boys. Careful. There's more than enough room for all of you. Right, what's going on at the very front? Oh, right, okay. So James Holman and Constantino and everybody, really, are together here at the front. James, Martin, Constantino, Greg Daffron, David. This is a big train now. And Pete Newman's slightly ahead, giggling.
Well, he's probably thinking, "Ooh, eek."
Yeah. Just keep fighting, boys. I mean, Pete Newman's going to stay out as long as he can, right? As long as he's got free track in front of him and he's away from this lot, he's doing all right. These guys would have to sort each other out in a way that they all agreed, nobody's overtaking, we're just going to draft train one another all the way to catch him up. That's the only way that this can work for these guys now. Work together. Because Pete Newman is getting a bigger and bigger gap every lap. He's now over 3 seconds in the lead.
Mr. Holman's now got him in his sights, though. Yeah. Martin's got back into third place. I don't know if he'll be able to defend that. I think he's probably in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But Jake's got pace. Serious amounts of pace coming behind you, Pete. So don't look in your mirror. Just keep looking ahead.
Tony Walker's doing all right, isn't he? Or is he a lap down? Hang on. He might be a lap down. Oh, he was a lap down.
He's a lap,
I thought he's in a brilliant position. Pete was wrong. Right, okay. Let's have a look from the... oh, look at that. So that's Martin, Constantino. Greg Daffron is the one pushing his teammate over the line there. And his teammate.
Oh, we like to see this.
This is not going to end well.
Oh,
no! I could see that coming a mile away. So poor old Martin's been shuffled out there by a congested bit of tarmac. I mean, we see it so much, don't we? Turn 1 here. It happens so often.
It's a very dangerous piece of track, and especially when people are unwilling to give an inch.
Yeah, and it's... I mean, Wobbly's giving the lights to somebody there. We'll have a look at what that was all about in a second. Can't see it at the minute. There's cars going to pit road, which have filled up my screen. Don't know.
It's a tough corner, and when you're coming in a bunch,
yeah,
it's dangerous. It just adds to the danger, doesn't it?
Yeah. So this is Wobbly's view of what happened in front of him. Look. So car taken out stage right. Then it all continues.
Went out to Martin. Who touched Martin? Martin must have had a touch. Who was it?
Greg.
Was it Greg?
Greg Daffron, yeah.
I don't think there was anything in it, was there? It was just coming together as they went round the corner.
That is an actual send from from Wayne Douglas.
You think that's what he's flashing at?
Very, very much so. Let's have a quick look at this from on board, if I can get onto it quickly. So we're on board with Wayne Douglas here. He's about to overtake 2 cars in one corner by doing this. Now, he brought it down. To be fair to him, he brought that down. It wasn't a send. That was a proper overtake. So you can stop flashing your lights. Wobbly.
I can't see how you fault that.
No. I mean, it would have been unexpected, which is probably why Wobbly was flashing his lights, because you should be predictable in racing as much as you can. Right, other cars going to pit road ahead of us. All of RD Simsport have gone to pit road. James, Rob, Martin Shirley. This is a scheduled stop for this team.
Oh, I feel bad for Martin. He was driving brilliantly.
Yeah, me too.
He was. He held himself together so well in some really elite company. Well done, Martin.
Yeah.
And, it's a shame that you had. It was one of his teammates, wasn't it? It was just very unfortunate.
Do you know what's the most ominous thing that I can see on the screen at the minute? Is Manuel Saralegui has pitted the car. He's one of the fastest cars that we've ever seen here, I think, in our leagues. And he is the top car who's already pitted.
Oh, that's interesting.
27 seconds behind the leader. But a pit lane stop is about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
So, ominous for the guys who
I don't know, 6, 7.
In here. It's probably what Matt Elmore was alluding to before, that some got a free pit stop.
8. Yes, I think he can catch Pete.
Oh, I think it's pretty much guaranteed. Pete has currently got a 5-second lead over...
He's still building his lead.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be enough unless he can get to the end without stopping. That's the only thing. Manuel on the chat says the top ones will save to not pit, though. Yeah, you're right. I don't think Pete's in that world because he's foot to the floor. These guys might, because they've got toe. They can get off the gas and roll into the
He's gone to the pits. Pete's pitting.
Has he? Oh, yeah. And so has Constantino, so has Wayne. Matthias Pentilla has stayed out. So the rest of RD Simsport has stayed out. He and Greg. Wobbly stayed with them. So these are your leaders now, folks. These 3 cars here. Now, you would think there'd be some fuel saving to be done under that safety car, wouldn't you, Alan? Just whether it was enough.
Yes, well, I'd be very surprised if somebody hasn't, really, Pete, because normally they leap on opportunities like this, and this is a good place to do it with the tow available and the lack of corner.
Yeah. Right. There's a lot of cars in pit road right now. It's a busy old pit lane exit, and they're coming out into traffic.
Be careful here, because this is a bad pit lane exit, I always think.
I think so.
I think it's dangerous.
They're blind on your left, aren't they, as you're coming round that corner?
No, look, he's gone straight into the pit lane as part of the racing line, almost.
Yeah. Because you do come across it, you can see it there.
You come across and they're going into the racing, and that's the pit lane, So you have to have eyes in the back of your head coming out of there.
You do. Right, so we're watching your race leader, who is at the moment Matthias Pentilla. For RD Simsport 4, his sister teammate Greg Daffron, who was utterly rapid in practice and had a terrible qualifying, and we'll find out hopefully because he'll join us in the interviews afterwards, because his performance tonight has been remarkable. Is in second, Wobbly is in third, and may well be fuel saving. It just depends what these three cars do on the next 2 laps, in my opinion. If they don't pit, maybe they have managed to fuel save.
No. Well, if they have, that's it.
Well,
no, they're all going in.
That was a fake pit stop. A fake pit stop from Matthias to try and throw Wobbly off, and Wobbly stayed with him because he's got a tow. Greg Daffron has gone to the pits because making up 19 positions, which is what he had before his pit stop, will have used a whole lot of fuel. Kurt Riedler.
I can drive, though.
And Luke. Yeah, true.
Where's Jake? Jake's zooming up the charts now.
Yep.
There's a lot of movement on there at the moment.
Yeah, as everybody shuffles about after their pit stops.
Shuffling. There's some shuffling going on.
There is. All those pit stop guys dropping down the order and sorting themselves out into their pit boxes as these two go round on lap 15, is this? Something like that.
16.
16 are we on? Oh yeah, it's in the top. Right, so...
But more to the point,
we've got quite a
just over 5 minutes to play.
Yeah. Curtin Dietmar, Rene Curtin Dietmar, George Schumacher is shouting out to him. Manuel says, I believe Gomez and Manuel will pit too. It was really early pit stop for them. Oh, right, okay, so we think then that where's he gone actually? I've lost him. Where's Manuel gone? He may have already just pitted him after. Yeah, he's gone in. He's been in again.
He's been in.
Well done, Manuel, on the chat. Different Manuel. You called it. Manuel's gone to pits. He couldn't make it to the end. So that one's done and dusted. Let's see what these two do. These are coming round now. You would think to drop into pits. Now, Matthias tried to sell Wobbly a puppy last time. He's wiggling. That's funny. He's wiggling. You don't want to be too hot into the pits, Wobbly. Otherwise, you'll pick up a penalty.
Oh, he's trying to get this. He must think it's tight.
Well, how Wobbly hasn't picked up too fast into pit road, I have no idea.
It must have been a fractional thing. We'll see if he sits there.
No, he's going. So it would have held him.
Oh, splash and dash.
That should have held him if he'd violated the pit lane speed.
Oh yeah, no, if he'd violated, he would have been held for sure.
Right.
That's the fastest pit stop I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah. Right. Miguel and Pete Newman are out before Wobbly. Round before Wobbly.
Oh my goodness. That petrol still hasn't hit the bottom of his tank.
No. Now, Miguel was one of the very earliest pit stoppers, and Manuel on the chat has already called it. So he says, wonder about Freitas, if he can manage to go to the end on the fuel he's got. He pitted on lap 3.
He's a genius fuel saver, and he is the first one to take advantage of a fast situation like that.
Yeah.
He thinks like grease lightning.
Now, I can't now see what lap Manuel Saralegui pitted on, but I think that was lap 3. Might have been 2 though, I suppose. Callum Brandt says no way that's not a penalty. So he's talking about Wobbly.
Wobbly, yeah.
Yeah, he was hot as hell going into pit lane there.
He would have been held up. It would have been. He would have been held up, wouldn't he? So.
I thought he'd get held in his box.
Yes, he would have done if it had been speeding in the pits. He would have been held in the box.
Yeah.
So we're off. It's fine.
Yeah, because I think Sam Blease has been stung for speeding because his pit lane stationary time was 44 seconds, as was Daniel Mills. In fact, we've got 3 cars that were caught speeding in pit road. The other one, sorry, Cutting Corny fans, was Dietmar.
Well, it's very easy to do.
It really is.
You come flying off there, you go into the pits, and it's a wide, easy entry to the pits.
It is.
It's got a lousy exit, but the entry is very generous. which makes it easy to overspeed. He is not, well, goodness me. This is all very exciting and tense.
This is it. I wonder if we can go in the cockpit and see his speed. Oh God, how good's your eyesight, folks? Anybody going to read this off the broadcast? Because I can't see it very well. God, that is hot into there. Look at that. Anybody spot what that speed was? Because if that is a legal pit stop, that is the way to do it. Right.
He hasn't got a... He would have had a black flag up.
Well, it'd tell him instantly, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the black flag would come up in his car.
Yeah, you don't get through. What is going on here?
Oh.
Where are we? Oh, right, we're off the racing circuit. How's he ended up out there? Matthew Downs.
I think he's took a wrong turn.
Yeah, I mean, his A to Z or his sat-nav's not done him any good there.
Well, it's T1, I think. He was just on the wide bit at the side of T1.
Side by side with... Who's that? Roger? No. I don't know who that is. Was. Oh, wow!
Is that David?
I don't know, but... Yeah, that snapped on him really viciously. On that Blade Designs TART car. That was just bizarre. That has to be setup related. Right, let's go back to live running. Macros. Matt Elmore's starting a rumour mill about Wobbly. Oh, look at this. Right, team racing we got going on here. So this is James Holman and Greg Daffron. Greg Daffron going right round the outside.
Wow, what a pair of drivers. They're both fantastic drivers.
Yeah, I get the feel. Oh, who was that going straight on? Was that Wobbly? Wobbly's parked it and reset the car. Maybe we'll find out. Oh, that means he did get a penalty.
Ah, he's disqualified.
Yeah, and he's binned himself. Right, okay. So everybody can step down.
Oh, had he gone over the line?
Well, oh, crikey, that was the finish. Oh, man. In true BSTV fashion, we did not show Pete Newman winning the race. Or I didn't, I should say. I shouldn't drag you into my terrible camera work. Right, that's we'll go back and find where Jura and Silas are. Jura's over the line. Silas is coming over. Jamie Wilson will watch you going over the line. Happily. Over you go. Picking up. Yeah, so I only missed the first 28 cars. I mean, that's good, right?
It's Backfire.
It's Dietmar. Dietmar's over the line.
Well done, Pete.
Yeah, Pete Newman. No, Pete Van Gool, sorry. Me being stupid. Coming over.
So, was Miguel, is Miguel second?
Yes. Miguel was second. Greg Daffron finished third. And the RD Simsport cars are going to form up again, I'm assuming. Yeah, here we go. Formation flying. I'll get them decent footage. They did this last time, just with less cars. Hopefully they won't crash into one another and embarrass themselves too much. But wonderful formation flying and brilliant finishing from this massive now RD Simsport presence in our leagues. Well done.
Oh, that's wonderful. Fantastic guy. Lovely.
Yeah, the reason I was laughing is because Matt Elmore has said, can't believe you missed the end of the race again. Is it really that much of a surprise, though? It's not like I've not done that before. Right.
Look, we're too excited watching the race to notice it's the end. We don't
literally,
want it.
It's
the psychological, case. Isn't it? We don't want it to end.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I will take my share of the blame, Pete. It's not fair because I didn't. I always forget it's the end as well, and I'm looking at the clock with 2 minutes before, thinking, let's not forget it's the end of the race.
Yeah,
Alan.
It wasn't far back to Miguel. To be fair, at the end, not that we saw any of it. We were watching this bit though with Greg Daffron passing his teammate James right at the line. I mean, you can't get much more than that. And then Wobbly over the line behind both of them, so he finished 5th in the end. I thought he'd binned himself.
No done, Wobbly. Finished 5th, didn't cheat.
Well, let's see what the
broke all the laws
say.
of physics getting into the pit lane. Amazing.
I know.
fastest pit entry on record. Must be.
Yeah, P11 is what.
It's a long pit lane as well, isn't it?
What is this?
It is.
Right, Jura finished 11th. No, I think Jura was south of 11th, I think. Where is it? 27th for Jura. He was P11. Oh, is that what he's saying? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look at the finishing order,
Well,
folks, for this feature race.
where the classes are, we need to look at the classes.
Yeah, we
don't
do. Yeah, look at where Rob Sutherland is. Good God. Anyway, Pete Newman finished in first place, gets himself a victory. Where is Wobbly? Oh, he got penalised.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let's find out where he ended up. What's this? All right, I'll read that out later from Alex Sablano later. Pete Newman, a race victory here at Daytona Road in the feature race. Takes home all the glory for Result X Pure Sims Esports, and a brilliant victory that was as well. Miguel, Miguel Freitas finished second and gets himself a podium there for Impulse Racing, with Greg Daffron getting third on probably one of the best recovery drives from a poor qualifying I've ever seen. For RD Simsport, bottom step of the podium, well done. James Holman, his teammate, finished fourth, but look at the time that he is behind him, less than a hundredth, something like that, less than a tenth rather. Constantino Marino finished fifth for ADX Esports JCB, with David Johansson in sixth for Sim Racing Grid, with Wayne Douglas, the first of the Pro-Am cars, over the line in seventh. Eighth was Sam Blees for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, with Simon Trundle over the line in ninth for Team Chimera. So good recovery from Simon Trundle. He didn't qualify brilliantly. Christian Kramer for German Sim Racing finished second in class, gets himself a class podium there in 10th place overall, and Martin Shirley 11th for RD Simsport. And then that was a bottom step of the podium there for Martin Shirley, so well done. Held himself in good measure at the front, didn't he, Alan, for quite a long time?
He performed brilliantly. I thought he was doing so well. I mean, this is a hard track to keep your pace like that, and he did a brilliant job. He's clearly talented. These guys are talented drivers.
Too right.
You can't live with the pace of these chaps without it, to be honest. This is an amazingly high quality field now.
I want to know what black magic it was that Miguel Freitas ran, that he pitted early and got second.
No, he's just brilliant, is Miguel. So you can just put it down to a mixture of charm and pace.
Yeah, right, I'll carry on. Rob Sutherland finished top of the AM class standings in 12th in a 45-car grid.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done, Rob.
Brilliant. RD Simsport 2. Maybe he's in the wrong class. Who knows? Matthias Pentilla. I'll have a look at that. Matthias Pentilla finished 13th for RD Simsport 4 and was in the thick of the action the entire way through. Luke Jones finished 14th for Ignium Motorsport. JM Gomez finished 15th for ADX Esports JCB, with Rene Earhart 16th for Cutting Corny. 17th was Carl Hardy for Result Clothing. 18th was Manuel Saralegui for ATR Argentos MP, needed to pit twice. Kurt Riedler finished 19th and second in the AM class for Cutting Corny TCR team, so he gets class podium right there. Well done to you. Daniel Mills, 20th for RD Simsport 2, with Deck Crowther, 21st for Blade Designs SRL. Taurus Vosberg in 22nd for SRB Motorsport. All of that will be corrected next week, promise. Jay Corley, 23rd for Result X Pure Sims. David Ayres, 24th for Safeguard by Result. Daniel Lewis, 25th for Blade Designs SRL. Wobbly Kneecaps finished 26th in the end, Alan. Good God. That's a long way to drop, but he probably decided he'd rather race it than not.
Yes.
And, you know, fair enough. For Impulse Racing, he showed up for a race, didn't he? So he gave us one, but he was too hot into pit road. Gerald Arkinen, 27th for Hydro Race Racing Forces, with Silas Goebel, 28th for VTS Esports. Oh, David Ayres is your AM class, third step of the podium. Finisher.
Well done, David.
Sorry, I skipped across that. Do you know why that is? It's because my eyes couldn't recover fast enough to read it because of all the flashing lights. Right, next. Where was I up to? Silas, wasn't I? Silas finished 28th for VTS Esports. Jamie Wilson, 29th for Team Chimera. Matthew Downs was 30th for Blade Designs TART. 31st was Pete Van Gool, PVG for Result Clothing. Dietmar Hoos was 32nd for Cutting Corny. Stephen Walker 33rd for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, with Alex Sablon-Relado in 34th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. And he said he's improvised his overlay for the race. Thought he was reading L for laps, but it turns out it was litres. So he's got the wrong literage in his car.
Oh, Alex.
Yeah. Never mind.
Oh dear.
Every day's a school day.
Oh, matey.
35th for Tony Walker. After we saw him getting, there's something going on at the beginning of that race, wasn't there, where he got shuffled back. 36th for Roger Morton there, safeguard by result, with Chris Dixon 37th for work guard after getting caught up in that second crash at the rejoin to the oval. Hilton Nickerson 38th for Blade Designs Just an Average Sim Racer. I've lost where I am on the screen. There I am. Demis Tictular, 39th. Yeah, cheers. For Hydro Race Racing Forces, with Chris Young in 40th for RD Simsport 3. Dan Mould, 41st for SRL. Stefan Goebel, 42nd for VTS Esports, for JB Dejay, 43rd for BSTV. Andreas Gilman, 44th for Impulse Racing, with Gonzalo Fabi, 45th for ATR Argentos MP. And he is classified there, 18 laps down. Wow, lots going on at the start of that second race and all the way through it, Alan. That was a busy one for both races. Sometimes Daytona can be a bit processional. We've had some hilarious races around here in some cars with just the draft train to blame. But this one's, I think it's been good. I'd prefer not to throw yellows, but that was a block track at that point in the race. There was cars piling in. It needed to be cautioned, so that's what happened.
Yes. Right. It just went on for a long time, didn't it? It just went down the length of, and a lot of people were affected by it. Not immediately, but it just carried on for a very long time.
It did.
The repercussions were long and arduous and unpleasant, and it's unfortunate, really, because I was really looking forward to that race. We've got so many great drivers here, and we got away with it on the first race. I guess you can't be that lucky twice.
No, absolutely.
It's a very difficult situation.
It is.
There's only so much room on the road. There's an awful lot of cars trying to get in there. People have got a lot of adrenaline. They're excited. They want to do well, and things just get out of hand sometimes. It gets a bit wobbly, and there's nothing to say. It's just a concatenation of unfortunate circumstances that prevail.
Yeah, absolutely that. And we've had some really good performances. Greg Daffron making his way forward. That was really very professional to get through with no incidents really. Made his way over 2 races from literally last, to third at the finish of the second race. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yes, fantastic drivers, but we've got all these new drivers, Pete, and we're just discovering them. We're just finding out who these people are. It's a fantastic time for us, because all these new drivers just revealing their quality to us. We're seeing them race for the first time, and it's so exciting.
It is. Right, let's bring some of these super fast dudes. We've got Pete Newman. So, have I ever interviewed him before? I think I probably have, haven't I? Let's bring in Pete Newman to the booth. Good evening.
Yay!
Good evening.
Yeah. So, second race was, almost a flag to flag, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Your first race, you qualified in, and I don't remember, I'm going to go with 16th or something like that.
Yeah, it was 15th, 16th.
Oh, so close.
Not overly grand.
No, and finished in 14th. So held your position well around company with eye-watering eye rating, really, isn't it?
Well, it's slightly frustrating, to be honest, because I'd gone with a different set, I think, to a few different people. So theirs were kind of came on at the start of that race, and then by the end, my set had kind of come round to me. We'd got ourselves up to 10th place on that last lap, I think, maybe 9th place. And I got a slowdown in that bus stop on the final.
We saw that.
Yeah. And I was trying to clear it, and it was one of these ones that just wasn't going. So I mean, yeah, as I went over the line, I was effing and blinding because I kind of thought that I was going to get a DQ from it, but yeah, I just cleared it in time apparently.
Oh well, that's good skills. Skills with a Z there from Pete Newman. I've still got hiccups, by the way, so apologies. And then in the second race, because you know, it's easy to call tactics, isn't it? You started on the front row. Got yourself to the front pretty damn quick. Then chaos ensued, not that far behind you actually. I don't know how much you were aware of that because your mirrors would be full of cars, right? But yeah, it was getting a bit crazy. So I think it was about 8th or 9th place that started the issue, and then there was cars everywhere. So we ended up in under caution again. It's almost par for the course here, though, at Daytona, isn't it? On turn 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Well, I think a safety car at Daytona kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
Although not
yeah.
nice to ruin people's race.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was a bit worried because I thought at one point that Manuel Saralegui, who pitted really early, was going to be able to overhaul you, but he had to pit again. And then I was worried that Miguel was going to get you, and he couldn't do it. So you've done a sterling job in that second race of maintaining a really good pace. You pulled away. You got about a 6-second lead, I think was the biggest lead you had.
I had Martin right on his tail, didn't he? For
Yeah,
at
for
the start
ages,
for a long time. Martin was keeping him honest, and Pete was just keeping going, keeping on driving, and doing what he normally does. Lots and lots of very fast laps, accurate driving.
Obviously got lucky with Steve having an issue behind me.
Don't do a Stephen Walker on me. There's nothing lucky about what you did.
I think just having like above a second gap to Martin helped, and
Right.
I don't know, maybe he was on 3.5 wing, I was on -4, and he just couldn't quite close that gap. And again, you know, once we were 10 minutes into that race, my tires kind of came to life, and yeah, I'm amazed myself, to be honest, with the field we've got, and yeah, was able to check out there. You know, it's hard to keep a track of what's going on, so I didn't really know Miguel had pitted under the safety car and got extra fuel and stuff.
Right.
I just thought he'd done a Miguel and just done an amazing fuel save there.
Right.
It's still an amazing job.
Yeah.
He must have only able to put in maybe 3 or 4 litres under the safety car. I had to put in 8 litres, you know, but then I was going full chat the whole race. I didn't really have much choice.
Well, his stationary time was 4.3 seconds, and your stationary time was, call it 7 seconds, 6.97 seconds. So there was 3 seconds to gain there, and you won by 3.5. So,
well, it felt closer than that on that last lap.
yeah, I'm sure it did.
It's a scary sight, Miguel, in the mirrors, isn't
actually,
it?
No.
But, you know, you and him have some great races, and with a lot of respect between you, it's very nice to see.
You won by half.
I think that timing's wrong. It was about half a second.
It was 0.56 of a second. I'm reading the wrong bleeding column. So yeah, tighter than a submarine door, that one.
Yeah, I mean, again, for me, psychologically, I didn't. I thought the first 2 guys would fuel saved, and in my mind, I was like, coming on to the last lap, I must have checked really early, and they were still ahead in first and second. I was like, well, they're not pitting. Like, this is P3. I'm well happy with that. You know, just try and maintain that. Took my eye off that, and it was only as I was going on to the back straight, I was like, oh shit, I'm in P1.
Yes. Yeah, well, I didn't realise you were in P1 until late on. Yeah, it was all very exciting, I've got to say.
It was,
when it looked like we were going to keep hold of it, goodness me, my little heart was pounding.
Yeah, that's when the tactical 1X on the bus stop helps maintain that gap.
Yeah, good. Sacrificial 1X, Anybody you want to shout out to? Sponsors, friends, family, significant others. Before we let you go and start your practice for Okayama.
Yeah, where are we? Okayama. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a nice track.
Well, yeah, just thanks for you guys for putting on such a great league. It's just come even a long way even since I've joined, so it's great to see these huge grids and the talent there. It's not so great to be qualifying in 15th place, so we'll try and sort that out.
Yeah, I mean, I can't countersize your I rating, even if I stayed here all day. But you're in in some sterling company, really, aren't you? You've got people behind you there on 7.7, 7.9k. They're dizzying numbers. But you've got it in your locker, clearly, because you've walked away today with a victory in a feature race here at Daytona Road. So fantastic result. We expect this every week now, don't we, Alan? At least.
It would get tiring, and Pete doesn't want to be doing it all the time, you know.
Comes old hat, doesn't it, if you win all the time. But no,
Yeah.
brilliant stuff, mate. Anybody else you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Just all the result guys, Pure Sims guys, WSR guys. Yeah, that's about it, I think. So thanks very much.
That's great. We look forward to seeing you doing the same thing this time next week at Okayama. Pete Newman, everybody.
Where you doing, Pete?
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah, I'm thrilled for you, man.
Cool. Right, next up, we are going to bring in... who won the first one? Hang on.
Oh, he's done so much for me as Pete Newman, I can't tell you.
I know.
Hours and hours, you know. But he's the absolute gentleman, and it's... if anybody deserves to win the occasional race, it's Pete. He gives an awful lot. He does.
Yeah, well said. No, Matthias Pentilla, who won the first race. So we're going to go straight to someone who we speak to happily. We speak to regularly. It is Miguel Freitas. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello. Have you given Wobbly his bollocking for entering pit road too fast?
Yeah, that's happened.
that's something that happened. Says Miguel.
Yeah.
Oh dear, funny stuff. Anyway, so first race you finished in fifth place.
P5.
Yeah, I think you're one of the highest, joint point scoring drivers that we've got here today. There was a lot of shuffling around in both races. But a fifth in the first race and a second in the second race. I think that's a good points haul for yourself and for Impulse Racing. It's a good job you're doing that, really, isn't it? Because Wobbly just can't rely upon him, But the 999 car is flying the flag for Impulse Racing. Very, very high. You obviously get on really well with this track combination.
Yeah, I've been racing quite a lot, the officials, and yeah, I'm also preparing for the Roar on the weekend with this car. Yeah. So yeah, I was feeling pretty confident coming today. Right. But yeah, I also knew that I'm on the lead of the championship, so I wanted to be safe and score points.
Yeah.
And yeah, race one I couldn't fight safely, so I was just defending my position until the end and to secure the P5.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no, that's good. And then talk us through your tactic for the second race. So we ended up yet again with another caution. It was a fully blocked track, and I don't think you got away unscathed, did you? You got damage in that, didn't you?
Yeah, I almost got away with it.
Oh,
I shared a video on Discord of my avoiding skills. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a contact in the end, and the spotter was telling me that I had damage in the rear, and if this is a track where I could not drive with damage because I would lose everything. So I had to pit. And yeah, I pitted once, repaired the damage, got out. I noticed that I could pit the second lap again, and I was like, okay, I will just take the extra fuel and go from here.
Yeah.
And then we were talking between Wobbly, Sam, and Steven and all that stuff, and we thought it might be possible to save. So I tried to do it. Midway through the race, I was like, oh no, the guys in front are gaining so much time. This is a disaster. And then I noticed that they were getting out of the pits around us, and I was like, okay, but I still have to save. I screwed this up.
Right.
And yeah, I forgot that I had set up during the week my fuel calculator with a half a liter margin, so I was saving too much. So when I noticed that, I just full throttle until the end, tried to catch speed, but I wasn't in time. If I noticed that if I remember that I have done that, I think I could have won it.
Oh, no way. Because you were only 0.56 of a second behind him over the line.
Yeah, I think with one extra lap, if I knew that, I could have closed the gap.
Yeah. That's.
I think he thought you were going to
Oh.
go by him. So yes, he'll be pleased to hear that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he already knows. He already knows.
yeah, I mean that's remarkable. And the screenshot that we just had on there was Simon Trendle and Sam and yourself. You know, so many championships between the three of you. Brilliant to see you all on track in our leagues. Any shout-outs you want to make before we let you go and start your practice for Okayama? You might want to start your celebrations because we've been there before with you, and I think you won.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know how it will be this season. The field is super competitive, a bit aggressive as well compared to other seasons. So yeah, I'm with my position on the league. I'm trying to defend the lead more than try to go for wins.
Right.
So let's see how it goes. I'm expecting the Velociters to have the advantage here, but yeah, I will fight for it and see.
Yeah, he wants some of my wood, Alan.
Yes, I want.
Yes,
Funny
yes.
stuff.
Never mind. He'll get over that.
Yeah. He'll realise one day. But yes, great to have you in our leagues as ever. Miguel Freitas, everybody.
See you.
Yeah, well done, Miguel.
He's got me
Thank
out
you.
now talking about my wood. I've not prepared myself for a Jackson. Bye, Miguel.
Bye
bye. Brilliant. Right. We've got James in for you. Do you want James?
Oh yes, come on.
Let's get
I don't
James
mind.
in before he disappears. Let's get James Holman. Good evening, James Holman. Do you have a copy?
Good evening. A copy of what? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
I don't know. Reader's Wives. No. Us. Right. So.
I have a copy of you. Copy.
Yeah. Right. So.
Well done tonight.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you.
In fact, I've just praised Miguel for being the highest point scorer, but I think you might have beaten him by one position. He got a 5th and a 2nd. You got a 2nd and a 4th. I think you're the highest point scoring driver of today's pair of races. Well done.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That doesn't surprise me. He's put in 2 fantastic drives.
Yeah, that was very, very calm under pressure in both races, I have to say. Yeah, I mean you've clearly got it in your locker because your I rating's just dizzyingly high, really. I think if you multiplied mine by yours, Alan, we would still be short of James's I rating.
I wouldn't be surprised, Peter.
Yeah.
Because 0 times 0 is 0, isn't it?
Yeah. So talk us through your first race first, because that was a very steady and mature drive between you and Matthias Pentilla.
Yeah, I didn't get the best qualifier. I came into only loaded into the session 3 minutes into qualifying, so and I come out kind of with not much of a toe, so qualifying wasn't the best. I qualified 7th, but still actually probably my best actually of the season, so I was still quite happy with that.
Right.
And I got a good start, and then I was really happy with the moves I did on Miguel, Wobbly, and Sam, and then I thought, okay, I'm happy here now with Matthias, but I made a small mistake in the turn 1 on the last lap, and I was like, oh no, here we go. And thankfully, Matthias helped me out big style with the run to the line. So handy having a teammate in front of you going to the line, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that was thank you to him. But no, Matthias did a very great race out front by himself. So
you did well to put yourself in that position though, because you had to you've just dropped off 3 names there that not easy guys to get by.
No.
I think every time I passed one of them, I think I deafened the team Discord by shouting in celebration. So it was nice to get the move on those guys. They were all super fast and super quick drivers.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic to see. It was brilliant driving.
I saw Gonzalo coming up fast as well in that group, and I was like, oh, Jesus, there's another one coming, and Gomez was in there as well, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is a crazy pack, so crazy fast. But, so good fun.
Yeah, I think strategically you've done a great job. You've also annoyed Rob Sutherland, who in quotes has said in the chat, not much of a toe, thanks Holman, I did my best.
Yeah, but I did my better lap. Well, after the lap, he told me. So.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's done him. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Greg had a good night. You had a good night.
Yeah, Greg had a crazy night because he didn't get a valid lap in qualifying. Came from dead last on the grid.
Yeah.
I know, remarkable.
21st, and then 21st to third. So he came from dead last to third in an hour's racing. So
Yeah.
absolutely flying. He obviously nicked me on the line. I was shouting at him to slow down, but he didn't listen. So.
No, he's done a splendid job. I was expecting him in the chat, to be honest. But yeah, a very, very good night for RD Simsport overall. Each of your individual teams did remarkably well, with Rob Sutherland getting the top AM class finish. I think I need to move him up. I think he's in the wrong class.
I don't know. Rob's a real steady driver. Doesn't get involved in any of the shenanigans that goes on, and that pays off. And it's certainly a big grid like this, that really pays off. But you can keep your nose clean.
We'll see how he goes for the next few then, and we'll review where he should be. But he was
I'll
up 11 positions.
I'll tell him to stick 60 kilos of fuel in the tank.
Awesome stuff. We're out at Okayama next time out. It's a track that virtually everybody has to race at as they make their way through iRacing's licenses and stuff. You must be so familiar with that track.
Yeah, we do. Every year the team does a 24-hour, basically a glorified PCC race. It's called Melons, and it's the Mazdas, the Clios, and the GR86s, and we have a team out in every single car. But I obviously go into the Clio, so we had a good race there this year against but the 24 hours around Okayama twice in 2 years, so I know the place reasonably well by now. But,
reasonably, I'm surprised you don't even sleep. Well,
it's not my favorite track though. I must say, it's not. I like technical tracks, but for some reason it's not quite my. I don't know. It doesn't flow well enough for me.
It's a bit stoppy starty once you get 2/3 of the way around, isn't it? So
I just take that last sector.
It's twisty and tight and
90 left-hander, and then that hairpin. Doesn't do anything for me, but
no.
But yeah,
I love the place, but I won 3 races on the trot there one night.
Did you really?
That always helps.
Yeah. That makes you think better of things, doesn't it?
I've raced at many tracks where I go, I don't like that one, and then you win there and you go, actually, I quite like it.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you performing so well. It's great to see the RD Simsport teams, plural, there's 4 of them now, in our league, and you're a competitive package, it has to be said. It's brilliant having you in here to get to take the likes of Geodesic, Racing Forces, Chimera, Impulse to the wall and give them something to race against. You're doing fantastically well yet again. It's a pleasure to have you here. James Holman, everybody.
Thank you, James. Well done indeed.
Thank you. Just a big shout out to our sponsors there, Welsh Media. It's actually the boss of Welsh Media's birthday today, so big shout out to Andy.
Happy birthday, Andy.
Happy birthday.
And and obviously we've got Alfie Squish supporting us, and we have FRC supporting us as well. And unfortunately, Callum couldn't make it tonight; he was sick. So best wishes to Callum, and well done to everyone on the team. Obviously.
Yeah, apologies, I didn't give you the chance to do your shout out.
That's all right. I did it myself. So.
Yeah. No, well done.
Hostile takeover. Sorry.
It's pretty much hands-on here, really.
No, thank you to you guys as well. Great stream. I always like watching it back. So, thank you to you guys as well.
Awesome stuff. You won't like this one because I missed the end of of race 2 because I was busy watching another battle. But never mind. That's BSTV.
That's okay. I lost the position on the line. You can do, if you want, you can just rewind it back a little.
Oh, we did that. It's okay. We did that. Cool stuff. In that case, see you next week, James Holman.
Take care, mate. See you soon. Bye.
He's a fantastic driver.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Next up, we're going to go for German Sim Racing's Christian Kramer. Good evening.
Oh, hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, totally. So, it's good that you're in here because I've raced with German Sim Racing, not raced with them, alongside them in races for quite a few years. I mean, it's a team that's got a lot of pedigree. We used to race in ESIA, which is Sam Busen's league, I think, and definitely in a whole load of endurance races over the years. I've been in iRacing now since 2013.
Oh, okay.
And your teams turn up all the time in the endurance races and endurance private leagues and things like that. Stuff we've broadcast multiple times. And that livery is, with the eagle on it, has stayed for so many years. It's great having you in the league. I was hoping you'd bring some more of your German sim racing colleagues with you. But we're more than happy to have you on our books. In the first of tonight's races, where did you position?
I think 19.
No, you're just off the very first page. Yeah, 19th, which is a tidy finishing position, 4th in class. And in the second of tonight's races, 11th, up 8 places. It's a busy track at the minute, isn't it, with 45 cars, even on Daytona, where there's usually plenty of room, apart from turn 1, 2, 3 and 4. How did you get on tonight?
As you mentioned, the field, that's the way, that's because I joined the league. I saw some images, I think it was on Corny's Discord, cutting Corny, and with this amazing field on Road America, I think, and I thought, damn, I have to drive there. This looks amazing with full course yellows and stuff. So that's how I get into here, and I really enjoy driving here, so it's nice. It was the same like in Oschersleben when the yellow came out. Somehow I got through there and just tried to stay clean, got more and more positions like forward.
I mean, very professional performance tonight. Like you say, you kept out of the trouble, you avoided the trouble, is a better description, to be honest, because there was quite a lot going on. Again, who does your paint jobs? Because they have always been.
He's got it on his car. Hetzner.
Well, Hetzner, right? Okay.
Hetzner yes, and right. They do. Well, if that's a sample of their work, they're a very talented outfit, and that's fantastic livery. I love your livery. I think it's superb. And it's lovely to have you in the league.
Yes,
well, and it's not an easy place to come to and feel comfortable, and you clearly do feel comfortable straight from the get-go, and
I love it.
It's lovely. It's lovely to hear.
Yeah, I'm happy that I can drive here. I try to get some more people for the next season, if there will be one, because we have some more people who drive the TCR occasionally. But I think I can when they see stuff like this, they want to be part of this. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I don't want to take too much of your precious time. I just wanted to take the opportunity and say hello, and yeah.
Yes,
absolutely. I mean, I'm used to seeing your German sim racing colleagues in GT cars and in HPDs. Do you remember HPDs back in the day? Honda Daytona prototypes, which is now what, LMP2, I think that is.
Well, you must be a million years old, Pete. Honestly,
I know. I'm as old as the Ark. But
HPD,
yeah, great.
Goodness me.
Great having you in here. We go to Okayama next week. It's a track that everybody knows like the back of their hand, really. Do you go well there? Some people don't like the Japanese tracks. They used to be all slippy and slidey because the tarmac was always
I think overtaking will be tough, but I never driven the TCR on the track. I'm fairly fresh to iRacing, just like actively like 2 years now or so. So
wow.
But I'm excited just about the races and banging doors and just having fun. It's amazing.
Well, you're getting plenty of that at the minute. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Of course, my German sim racing teammates, as you say, I just wanted to tell you guys I love your commentary. After the race, I always watch the replay with your commentary, and I think it's very lovely, and it's like a cherry on top to this league, and I really enjoy it, and thanks for that. So that's my shout out.
Do you think he's been watching?
Very sweet.
Has he been watching our league? Do you think or not?
Oh, isn't that lovely? Honestly,
thank you
very much.
Yeah,
that's
thank you.
Very nice of you.
Yeah, that was really nice to hear. In that case, we will let you start your practice for Okayama. You've only got 1 week for it, so get stuck in there. And we will see you there this time next week. Christian Kramer.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
What a nice guy.
What a nice young man.
He can come back every week.
a lovely young man, very
Yeah,
nice.
absolutely. And then last into
Now
the
we've got
booth.
Jura.
Yeah, Jura Larkinen is our last interviewee.
Is
for
it
this
a
evening.
Jura or a Jura?
Jura or Jura?
Jura.
Jura.
Hyvää
Jura.
iltaa.
I've only been
Hyvää
saying it
iltaa
wrong
kaikki.
for 3
I
seasons.
like Jura. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, bring back
Yes.
the Jurassic Park livery, will you? 'Cause that was
Yeah, I
brilliant.
need to do that. If it's my lucky livery now, I'm getting
yeah.
hunted every race, so I need to
Oh,
do something.
no.
Yes.
It's been a rough ride at times, hasn't it?
Yeah.
First of tonight's races, I'm going to try and remind myself. I'm doing a bad job of reminding myself at the minute.
21st.
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 Yes.
You know, that's. I mean, 3 years ago, that would have sounded pretty bad because we only had 8 riders.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
But
like,
now, that's off. 21st is halfway up the field. That's a really good result,
It is, yeah.
especially when you look at the field, isn't it? Look how many fast drivers we've got going right down. Goodness me! So
mean,
yeah.
getting in the 20s, I used to think getting in the 10s was, hard work, but now I'm thinking getting in the 20s is like really hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, I felt a bit of out of place fighting with Carl and Rene and Greg. at one
Really?
point.
Okay, no,
Yeah. I was like, what the hell am I doing here?
No, I mean, we've seen you scrapping in. I mean, you're right. The Elantra is a completely different beast to the Honda, isn't it? I mean, you were very good in the Honda. And tonight, I think you had to be surgically removed from Tony Walker because every time I put the camera on you, Tony Walker's car was somewhere near you. But in both races, funnily enough. Hopefully it was a blast. But in the second race, you got collected, didn't you? Was that the crash right at the start?
Yeah, in the turn. No, it was like 3 minutes before the end. I was doing. After the crash, I think at one point I was like P12 already.
Oh, okay.
And then I got a little panicked with because of the safety car. I have calculated my fuel with and so I had to recalculate them, and then I kind of messed up my pit entry. I forgot to put the pit limiter on, and then I panicked and overshoot my pit box after that. And
Right.
and then I got in an accident in turn 1. I haven't watched it really back that well, but yeah, I did a sweet 720 in the air when I hit the inside wall.
Nice.
Oh dear, that's.
I've done one of those.
feel
I've
like-
done those there as well. We were talking about turn 1. It is
Yeah.
a tricky old turn, isn't it? You come in there quick and
Yeah. But
easy
still,
to get it wrong.
I still finished 27th, which I'm like, if someone told me before today that I would finish 27th at either of the races, I would have been happy. So
All right. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
still fine.
That's good. That's a good attitude to have.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you.
I mean,
There's so much quality right down the field.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
there really is.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like you said, like last season and the season before that, I would have been happy for like a top 20 finish. But now it's like if I finish top 30, then that's a good day for me.
No, I mean 45 cars on any track. That's a crowded house, isn't it? Daytona Road's quite wide in places that you don't want it to be. You don't need it to be so wide. It's the tight turns on the infield where you'd like a little bit more room, please. And there's just not. And exactly where everybody crashed in that second race is the worst place to crash at all. Lap 1, the track is at its most congested at that point. You've got left, right. Everybody's going to get collected, and that's exactly what happened. I think you did remarkably well.
I managed to avoid all contact there.
Yeah, and you'll be waiting for Alex to figure out that L means litres, not laps, or laps, not litres. B, get back to the Netherlands so that you can race with a wheel again. That would be helpful. I shouldn't have a go at him too much because he does wonderful things for all our graphics and all our social media. And you're the other half of that equation at the minute, which is brilliant.
Yes.
Um,
Alex is great, isn't he? And he's been he's turning. It's still his heart's in it. That's the thing. He's turning up, even though he hasn't got his rig. He's still there trying to compete.
Endless,
There's an awful lot about him and about the team. It's great to have the team here.
Yeah, that's dedication.
Absolutely.
It is.
I mean, I don't know whether you want to haul Tony Walker back into the racing forces camp because he was racing with you last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be good to have them back. Why not?
Anyway, so Okayama is the next destination. The Elantra, I don't know, is it suited to Okayama? Okayama's kind of a twisty, technical.
And who's driving it, Pete?
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
Does it suit the Elantra, do you think?
I have no idea. I haven't really raced in Okayama at all.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, just a couple of races, maybe when I started, like with the Mazdas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think I can make the Elantra work. I really like the car. Like it felt like home immediately when I tested it. I was like, it felt much better to me than the Honda for some reason. I don't know why, but I was on pace with it immediately and faster than with the Honda for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but maybe it's my driving style or something that suits that car better. Or
Well, it might be because I've always loved the Elantra. It's always been my favourite, and even though times come and cars change a little bit, I've always still enjoyed it. It suits my driving, and it might well be that it suits your driving.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
people do seem to latch onto a particular car, don't they? They like the feel of particular cars, the response of a particular car, and because we've got this difference now, all these cars behave differently, handle differently. They've all got something to offer, so. Yeah, I do think it's a case that you can get comfortable with a car, that a particular car will suit a different driver.
Yeah. Definitely. No, it's good that you've found a car that feels good underneath you. In that case, anybody you want to shout out to, because you've got a lot of sponsors to get through on that car. You got iRace, Racing Forces, Hydra Race. So, who are you going to shout out to this evening?
Well, yeah, of course, the Racing Forces Collective, the whole group, my teammates Alex and Demis, they really helped me, to get the pace and the race better, and just really enjoying the chatting with them during the races, and of course you guys. I definitely won't get any sleep because I need to watch this broadcast again before I go to bed. Hear your banter and talk. It's really good stuff.
Thank you very much.
You do.
Yeah. Demis did all right tonight in the first race, didn't he? He had a bit of a rough ride in the second one. But I think 39th, he got a bit roughed up part way around, but
but he didn't got taken out completely. Like I think the past 6 or 7 races, he's been so unlucky. Like every race he gets into an accident, but now he moved the curse to me, it seems, on the second race. So I don't know what to think about that, but
hopefully that doesn't befall him again. We like nice, safe, clean racing, but it is very difficult to achieve that in a 45 car grid.
Yeah, but the first race especially was amazing, like how clean, and it was just so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, good stuff. In that case,
we were proud of them. We were proud of you for getting over there. Really, it was fantastic. Restrained by everybody to do that, and it was just bad luck on the second one. So there you go.
Yeah, but that's racing,
Yes, that is.
Brush it off and on to the next one.
Right. Absolutely,
exactly
good
right.
attitude. Good attitude.
Yes, very nicely put.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing you racing this time next week. You're a Larkin.
Yes, thanks guys. Have a good night.
Well done indeed.
Thanks.
Cool. Excellent stuff. And we've had some lovely people in the booth tonight. I've really enjoyed that round of interviews.
Brought a few new faces. It's nice, isn't it? It's good, change. Stay hello to new people. We've got a lot of new people we don't know. We can get to know. It's lovely.
And they're all so much more charismatic than I am. It shouldn't be like that. But anyway, let's focus on the important pieces, which is driver of the meeting.
James Holman.
He's already done it. He's like straight in there. James Holman. Let me go and put your point on the board.
He's my driver of the night. Thought he did brilliantly again. He keeps doing this, and such a fine driver. It's very hard to this. I mean, I do hope you're going to choose the right man.
I am going to choose Mr. Greg Duffron, because yes, he had a pants qualifying, couldn't get a clean lap, couldn't get a decent lap, but when you've literally overtaken 42 cars in 2 races over an hour, effectively 20 minutes plus 40 minutes, that's remarkable. I mean, oh my God, I don't think I've ever known anybody do that before. So Greg Duffron is getting my vote.
He's a fantastic driver, and he did do very well, and he had unfortunate circumstances as well.
He did, yeah. There was all sorts going on in qualifying, and 45 cars, even on Daytona, it's hard to find yourself a little bit of tarmac just to get a qualifying lap in. And he struggled with that, but look at what he's done with the car in the races. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So he's getting my vote. So yeah, Okayama this time next week. Join myself and Alan for obviously Alan's intellectual chat and whatever I do, which is mostly miss the end of races, miss a lot of the crashes and things like that. But you'll forgive me because there's a lot going on, you know.
We wouldn't be here without you, my dear.
This is true. Yeah, that is true. And I'm looking forward to Okayama already. I do quite like the track, to be fair. It used to be horrendous and slippy, and now it's fairly grippy, to be fair. So I'm going to say thank you to everybody.
I don't know what it's going to look like with 45 cars on there, though, Peter. I suspect it's going to be quite cosy.
In the words of the late Bill Switzer, it's going to be like flying fighter jets around a teacup.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Bill can have the last word on that.
He can. Yeah, absolute holy mackerel. We are at Okayama with probably over 40 cars again next week, which is very healthy for the league. Thank you to everybody that tuned in and contributed to the chat. You're all beautiful people, and it was fantastic. Thank you to all the drivers, even Wobbly. And thanks to Alan, because you're just brilliant and you join me in the booth every week. And all the people that contribute. You know who you are, doing graphics, doing social media, doing the website, and all of that. I wouldn't be here chatting nonsense at random people if that didn't happen. So thank you all very much. Stay safe, and I'll see you next week and hand it over to Alan for his thank yous.
Yes, but what a night. Well, we knew it was going to be like this. It's Daytona, and it's going to be a very different race next week because, yeah, Okayama's not like Daytona, is it? And I'm really looking forward to see how we cope with that and how these merry matadors get on. Batting around there, it's going to be very exciting again. It is. So we'll see how we do, and I'm not sure that I can stand the excitement, Pete. It's very exciting days at the moment. It is a lot happening in the league. Busiest time I've ever known, and yeah, all these marvelous drivers. Fantastic. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Play me the big chord, please, Pete.